It's been a super regional type atmosphere on the plains as the Auburn Tigers take on the Texas Longhorns. Friday, Auburn walks off against Texas with the aid of a center fielder's error, and Auburn claims game one. Aiden Robbins has done his part for Texas. He has blasted 3 very long home runs. And yesterday, Auburn strands the winning run at second base in the 9th inning as Texas holds on to even the series. Welcome into Hitchcock Field at Plainsman's Park. Texas 19-3, 3-2 in the league. Auburn 19-3, and winners of 4 of 5 SEC games. This is Mark Fuller. I'm Lynn Rollins. This is such a significant win for either one of these teams, Mark. Either to take 2 out of 3, but it has significant relevance to later on in the year.
Yeah, you want to talk RPI? Come from Texas, win a series on the road, or Auburn. Just win this top 5 series, and you've got some serious RPI power.
Well, let's look at Auburn's offense in game 2. They had some chances because Auburn was held in check with a couple of runs on only 4 hits through the first 6 innings. But in the last 3 innings, Auburn rallies for 4 runs on 6 hits, but comes up a little bit short.
Well, the Texas bullpen did their part in walking guys. They walked guys on Friday night, and it hurt them. Last night, it almost hurt them. They made a great play to end the game on a hard ground ball, and they won that ball game 7-6.
Aiden Robbins, what a terror he's been at the plate.
3 bombs, 2 over the scoreboard. He has swung the bat well in the middle of the order, played a pretty good center field. He's got his hands full today with a big right-hander for Auburn.
So we look forward to it. Texas and Auburn, 1,200 feet plus of home runs yesterday for Mr. Robbins. Can Auburn hold him in check? Let's take a look at the Texas lineup here as we get set for baseball on a gorgeous day in Auburn. Ethan Mendoza leads off at second base. Carson Tenney is the catcher. Aiden Robbins, about whom we have spoken, 3 solo home runs in this series. Adrian Rodriguez is the shortstop. Temo Becerra is at third base. Anthony Pack, the left fielder. Casey Borba is the first baseman. Ashton Larson, the DH. And Duplantier is in right field, batting 9th for Texas. Another huge crowd here in Auburn. This has had the makings of a super regional type atmosphere. The weatherman has cooperated. Lots of blue skies. The sky is the color of a robin's egg with a lot of sunshine as we get set to play. Boy, this is good stuff. I would rather be no place in the world than right here.
Good to be with you, Lane.
Park.
What else do we have to do today except watch this?
Alex, here is Mendoza, Ethan Mendoza, the second baseman out of Bedford, Texas.
One guy to single out, one guy to watch today is Adrian Rodriguez. Lane. He's had a great week in the shortstop. He's got a hand issue, and it bothered him a lot yesterday. He had a big hit late in the game. See a good breaking ball there from Petrovic. But Aiden Rodriguez, he's very important. Adrian Rodriguez, very important for this team defensively. The hands bothered him. He's hitting 4th. He wins my Warrior Award for the weekend.
Mendoza bats .281 at the top of the order. This is his 23rd start.
Tough ball here. It's a real blue sky.
And it's up the elevator shaft and finally comes down to the third baseman. That one stabbed by Guevara.
How about Alex Petrovic? Talk about him. He's from an hour and a half from Austin, from Cypress, Texas. It's a big power arm, Lynn. He'll pitch up in the zone with 2 strikes. He will throw 3 pitches for strikes. He threw 2 breaking balls right there to get Mendoza to pop up. You see the size, 6'5", 235, big guy, 3-0, great numbers, doesn't walk guys. We have a great matchup on the mound today.
Well, he's also just laden with leadership. He is the pitching captain of this Auburn team.
As a sophomore, pretty impressive. Normally that goes to a senior, but it tells you about his work ethic and what he does. But you'll see him pitch right around 92, 93, but he does such a good job with the cutter slider. He's got a little bigger break than the cutter and a great changeup.
The shift is on for the extreme pull by Tenney.
It's 5 pitches, it's 3 breaking balls. That's about the way he'll pitch. You just can't sit there if you're the Texas hitters and count on a fastball because he can command all 3. And the changeup is equally as effective.
Tenney is batting .275 with 6 home runs.
Just
Texas
nasty.
is a ball club that will hit a little more home runs than Auburn has so far.
Well, and Tenney has done a great job coming from Notre Dame. He's done a great job behind the plate 2 nights in a row, back in the middle of the order here for Texas. He swings the bat, he has power, can really catch and throw behind the plate.
And catching again today, but not able to catch up with that one at the plate. Here's Aiden Robbins, and the crowd is well aware of what he has done. Over 1,200 feet of home runs in 3 solo round trippers this weekend already.
And here's what I want to watch, Lynn. He's done that against 3 left-handed pitchers, right? So he got the starters for Auburn Friday night and Saturday. How will he respond against the right-handed slider? He's going to get a steady diet right here from Alex Petrovic of breaking balls.
Petrovic works from the stretch without base runners. He misses on the first one.
8 pitches, it's 7 off-speed pitches. This is the way he pitches. He can run it up there when he wants to, but this is the way that Alex Petrovic pitches.
There is a very slight wind blowing from right to left. It's not going to aid balls or knock them down very much today at the moment.
You know the scouting report in Texas at dugout says breaking balls, but knowing what it says and walking up there and hitting it when it's elite spin, elite break, 2 different things. Robbins was a guy lightly recruited out of high school, potentially a first-round pick this year.
He's had 9 home runs to this point, a third of those in the series. He's hitting .375. This is a team with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 300 hitters in the lineup, and a bit unusually so, it's stacked at the bottom. The last 5 hitters are hitting 300 or better in this lineup. Robbins swings and can't find it.
Yeah, if you're watching this from home, if you're in the air conditioning, got a little Coke and some popcorn, get you a notepad out and mark down the off-speed pitches. You can see it pretty well from our center field camera. That is 10 off-speed pitches and 1 fastball in the first inning. This is where he likes to elevate. Let's see what he does.
That's belted deep, headed for the wall. It hits high off the wall. Robbins is around first, skids to a stop and goes back. That was very well played by Bub Terrell in left field to hold Robbins to a wall-banging single.
Yeah, it's just great defense by Terrell, and I think a mistake by Auburn. You've thrown 11 off-speed pitches. You can't continue to throw the same pitch. Watch this breaking ball right in the middle. Petrovic very lucky that one didn't make it over the green monster for number 4 home run for Aiden this weekend.
He certainly flirted with his 4th home run, but had to put on the brakes at first base with 2 outs.
So much for watching Robbins against the right-handed pitchers. Right where he left off, just mashing balls.
Let's see what happens here with Rodriguez at the plate. That'll be an early game souvenir.
It's the left hand of Rodriguez that we're looking at, Lynn. He had surgery on it last year. He's got it taped right there. You see the black tape on his wrist. He's got it taped up. But I don't know if tape even helps. When you're trying to swing that bat full speed, I think it's better that he is hitting left-handed against the right-handed pitcher today, but he had some pain from both sides of the plate last night.
He's hitting in the cleanup position. He does not have a home run. And he goes to the third baseman. Guevara is right there to make the play, and no damage done despite the wall-banging single by Robbins. Auburn coming to the plate. We are scoreless. Nobody has changed the scoreboard yet. Auburn coming to the plate in a scoreless game. Let's take a look at the Tigers lineup. It'll be Bristol Carter leading off in center field, followed by Chris Rembert, the second baseman. Chase Fralick is the DH. Eric Guevara is at third base. Bub Terrell plays left field. Ethan Bingaman is at first base. Mason McCrane and Brandon McCrane follow in the order in right field and shortstop respectively. And Lucas Steele is the catcher. Dylan Belantis, a former closer for this Texas team, and considered by a lot of coaches across the country as maybe the best Sunday starter in the land.
Well, and there's some talk too, Len, about him being the #1 pick next year. Only a sophomore. Look at the numbers: 29 innings, 40 punch-outs, 8 walks. Doesn't walk anybody, and he's only given up 19 hits. We don't have that for you, but look at the numbers: 1.53, high pick, high arm, closer last year. Now makes the adjustment into the starting rotation, and you know you're hard to say the best guy because their rotation has been so good, but he might be their best guy.
We've got two wonderful Sunday starters opposing each other.
Crazy, isn't it? This is the game where you expect to see a 12-10 score in the past.
It ain't going to happen
not
today. Nope,
no,
I don't think so. Bristol Carter will be the first hitter, the sophomore out of Oak Ridge, North Carolina.
He has created a movement. He transferred from East Carolina, All-American as a freshman. In the stadium, when he comes up, they know it. They know what he's done for the top of this order, Len, since he entered it about a month ago, maybe 3 weeks. When he got to the top of the order, this Auburn offense kind of found its rhythm.
How about a 407 average with a couple of homers and 13 driven in?
Yeah, can hit doubles, can hit the ball out. He can bunt, and Texas knows that. They'll have to honor that, and they can really run. There you see it. Volantis is going to be 93 to 95. The breaking ball is devastating. It's a sweeping slider. It's going to start out the first base bag and break down into right-handed hitters. It's a lot to deal with for the offense for Auburn today against him.
Rembert and Freilich will follow in the bottom of the first. That pitch is a little bit elevated. Volantis wanted that one, but he didn't get it. 2-0 on Auburn's leadoff hitter, the center fielder Bristol Carter, an igniter at the top of the order.
It's just rare back and throw at really high arm slots. This is not going to be a sink guy. This is going to be an overhand four-seam power arm. He'll pitch up in the zone. And you see the arm slide. Balls will come right over the top of that T on his Texas hat. Boom.
He's high again, though, and the count is 3-1 in Carter's favor.
And you don't want to put Bristol Carter on. He wreaks havoc. He got picked off last night. Got a little bit too far out on the left-handed pitching. Luke Harrison, he got him, but he just wreaks havoc on the bases at all three places, really.
He's had 16 stolen bases to easily lead the Tigers. And Bristol Carter showing some emotion as he draws a 5-pitch base on ball.
Lynn, there's been a little bit of back and forth from the dugouts and the players. There's been, like you said, an Omaha-type atmosphere, and there's a lot riding on this. And you see a guy get a leadoff walk and turn around and pump everybody up. Tells you how fired up he is.
So each team has had a first-inning base runner. Auburn comes with nobody out. Here's Rembert.
Volantis came in with 30 innings and 8 walks and walks him on 5 pitches.
Chris is batting a healthy .356 with a couple of homers, 16 driven in.
Bristol Carter will begin to dance, and he's in the mind of Dylan Volantis. He knows he's there. I don't know what kind of move Volantis has. We'll see it together, but he's already there in his mind, and he goes over to first. So look home. Go to first. That could be the move of Volantis. That could be just a decoy, maybe not a good one. We'll see if he has a good one in his pocket for Bristol Carter.
Carter is 16 of 17 on the base paths. He's got a moderate lead, but leaning towards second. He bluffs the dash, and that's a very good stop by Tenney. That saved 90 feet right there.
These two teams don't lose when they score first. Auburn's held off Texas there at the top of the first inning. Auburn would love to put something on the board because when they score first, both teams are really hard to beat.
These are two of the very best pitching staffs in the country across the entire landscape of Division I baseball.
It's unbelievable. They're in the top 5 in strike percentage, ERA. They don't walk anybody. So when you see these kind of opportunities, even in the first inning, the game can be won right now, Lynn. This pitching, as good as it is for both sides.
The 2-1 pitch is stabbed on the comebacker and out at second and safe at first base. Rembert was able to hustle down the line and beat the relay throw.
And Volantis is so long and lanky, and he was on top of the mound. He did a really good job of not just slinging it. He reset his feet. It's what cost him right there. A little too much time right there, but he got an out. If you rush that ball and throw it away, now you're in trouble. Chris Rembert just too fast.
So Rembert replaces Carter at first base, and here is Freilich, the DH.
Biggest mistake pitchers make is they turn and just sling that ball. They don't set their feet. Volantis did a really good job of just taking his time. If you get one out, you're okay. If you don't get any outs, you're in trouble.
There goes the runner from first base. The peg down is not in time. The head first slide by Rembert beats the throw. And Auburn's Tigers get the first base runner in scoring position.
Yeah, and Auburn hadn't done that much. Chris Rembert hurt his ankle about a month ago sliding in feet first. But watch the jump right there. He was gone on first movement and no chance really. And then today he goes in head first.
That makes him 3 out of 4 on the 3 out of 5 on the year in stolen bases. Auburn is trying to get a run before the cornflakes get soggy.
Yeah, it's paramount. It really is for both these teams to score first, because when they do, like we talked about, it's hard to overcome it.
That's a nice pitch for a strike.
Just a steady diet of 93s. Mixed a couple off-speed pitches in, but for the most part, 12 pitches, probably 9 of them have been fastballs.
Fralick hitting .369. Auburn is laden with 300 hitters as well as Texas. That's punched foul off the handle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 300 or better hitters, and that includes one at better than 400 at the top of the order in Bristol. Carter.
See if he throws his cutter. The scouting report says that there it is, devastating breaking ball. That's pretty good. More of an overhand breaking ball at 82. And a good job by Fralick to just get rid of it.
Mark, take a look around this ballpark. I can't find any empty seats. This is shoulder to shoulder on a beautiful day on the plains.
People really appreciate good athletics in the SEC, and baseball's become almost, can't say as good as football and basketball because of the size of it. It's become huge in this league.
That ball is slicing, and it is a foul ball just to the left of the stripe.
Lynn, Chase Fralick took 99 last night, 2 strikes, and did what he did right there. Just kind of shot it that way. He was a high school, nationally ranked tennis player. I've talked about it 15 times in his 2 years, but that's what being a tennis player does. Your hands are so good. And with 2 strikes, he's just trying to slap it, put it in play.
That pitch is pulled the other way, so he will spray it around the diamond.
Yeah, there's the breaking ball, so the bat speeds up. He was early, but it's okay. It's 2 strikes, and he ruined another good pitch. You see right there, Fralick pretty solid versus the righties.
Better than 400, but not so much against left-handers.
That's right, and the defense knows it. See the shift.
The second baseman is well out on the right field grass, and Fralick fouls it off of his body. Boy, that'll get your attention in the first inning, won't it?
It does, and he's taken a bunch of them so far, and he got hit a couple times yesterday catching. Yeah, Ethan Mendoza is out there having a little cookout with Jaden Duplantier. It's like, hey, I got this. Plantier's going, hey, you don't need me. I'll just stand here, got my hands on my hips, and you go ahead and play. I never saw this in my generation. This is the increase of analytics and just the scouting reports being so much better now. You park your second baseman out there 25, 30 feet behind the dirt.
Baseball players and coaches these days are math majors. 2-2 now.
It's a great at bat. This is what Chase Fralick can do to you. And Texas, their lineup did it yesterday to Auburn, just fouling off, battling, putting pitches in. Now almost at 20 pitches already for Volantis.
And this will be pitch number 10 to Fralick.
I like that. I think Chris Rembert is got good feet. He's quick. He's been back there for 10 pitches. I think that was a good move by Volantis just to make sure.
Volantis looks awkward, but it's a comfortable delivery for him.
Long and lanky, isn't it?
He'll hold that position for a while, now brings it to the plate and just misses. That is a very courageous take.
I mean, a courageous take and a great job back there by Tenney to go out there and get it and stick it. Pretty good pitch.
Let's see what happens here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, an Auburn runner at second base, scoreless in the bottom of the first on a gorgeous day for the rubber match here in Auburn. And Fralick chases one that's out of the strike zone. So after battling and battling and battling, he swung at ball 4.
Watch the breaking ball. Watch the amount of depth, Lynn. Over his head and then straight down. That's a true 12-6 breaking ball. It's not a cutter slide. It's an absolute hammer from high over his head to the dirt, and a tough ball to get to if you're a hitter. Nothing you can do much with that.
Here's Guevara, the third baseman. Terrell is on deck.
Yesterday, Luke Harrison loaded the bases in the first inning, pitching for Texas, and got out of it. Today, Volantis with a runner on second, 1 out, see if he can battle out, leave Auburn standing right there. We've talked about Auburn left, I think, 13 guys, Lynn, yesterday on base. Love to get those guys in against this kind of pitching staff, especially on Sunday afternoon when you get them out there.
This is the 21st start for Guevara. He's hitting .325. He's having a fine year. 4 homers, 19 driven in. And he has matched those 4 homers with 4 two-base hits. He starts with a short open stance and closes it at the delivery. That pitch stays high and away. There is Texas coach Jim Schlossnagle, 2025 SEC Coach of the Year. The regular season champions, the Longhorns were last year.
And has won everywhere as an assistant at Tulane, Elon, UNLV, TCU. He has won everywhere he went, A&M. I haven't seen Volantis pitch. Obviously, I just haven't seen Texas a lot. He's falling pretty hard to third base. I don't know if that's his normal motion. He's all the way on the first base side of the rubber, but he falls pretty hard, and he keeps leaving balls to his arm side, which is kind of an indication of just not getting out and finishing.
This is already the third 3-ball count from Volantis to the Auburn hitters, and he's going to check the runner at second.
And it's going to be 85 degrees. I know it's hot in Texas. It's going to be warm today. So when you go out there now closing in on almost 30 pitches in the first inning, it's a great job by the Auburn offense and not really what he wants to do. You want to conserve as much as you can.
That breaking pitch gets the upper part of the strike zone.
Yeah, why not? You got an open base. No need to lay one in there. You have a left-on-left matchup with Terrell on deck. That's a good pitch and a fastball count. And a good take by Guevara.
That one almost got by Guevara, but he was able to get a piece of it. Terrell is hoping he'll have a chance. He's in the on-deck circle.
Pretty good hole right there between first and second. Guevara is really good with 2 strikes going that way, as are most good hitters. See if he can take advantage of that hole.
And there's a lot of room in left field as well. There's another base on balls, the second of the inning. Volantis has thrown 18 pitches over the last 2 hitters. So Auburn is making him labor early.
That's right. Credit them for fouling balls off. We talked about Fralick had 11 pitch at bat and then 7 right there for Guevara.
Terrell is another one of the Auburn 300 hitters, a very solid .326. 4 homers, 17 driven in.
Got some strikeouts this weekend against the lefties, and Texas knows that, which is why Guevara got a 3-1 breaking ball and a 3-2 breaking ball, because they knew they had a better matchup coming in Bub Terrell.
Terrell started 0 for 5 and struck out 4 times, but he's warmed up in the series. He's 2 for 9 now against Texas pitching.
It's the left-handed breaking ball behind the count's giving him fit. So if I'm him, and I'm not, I wouldn't want to be down there facing Dylan Volantis. You got to look fastball. You got to try to get a fastball middle away.
He lifts a pop-up in foul ground. Tinney sheds the headgear and makes the catch near the net. Well done by the Texas catcher. And that wraps it up. Auburn threatens but cannot push anything across. We go to the second inning. Texas nothing. Auburn nothing. bottom of the frame. Nobody has advanced to the plate. We are scoreless. These two clubs came into this series featuring really fine pitching on a national level. You see the starting pitching this season, and Mark, these numbers are just remarkable.
Yeah, when you're close to 70% on strike percentage, that's just through the roof. I think the mindset of you can throw too many strikes, these two pitcher staffs proves you can't. When you can mix like these guys are mixing with their off-speed pitches, it's not possible to throw too many strikes.
You saw the success by the starting pitchers for both teams.
And it was a really good mix of breaking balls by Volantis the last inning, and same thing here. So it's not just stand out there and throw as hard as you can. It's pitch, and that's what these guys are doing so far, and they've done it all season long.
Becerra at the plate. Temo leading it off and takes a strike.
Played 2 years at Stanford, Lynn. He went to the College World Series 2 years. So here's a guy who transfers out, comes to Texas, and brings really valuable, critical experience of regional, super regional Omaha to this lineup. Bristol Carter hit the ball last night with the bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth, 100 miles an hour to him at third base, and he fielded it like it was just a slow roller, tagged the bag at third, and the game was over, and Texas got the 7-6 win. Nice pickup for Texas in the offseason. I would imagine there's a little bit of extra juice for Alex Petrovic. He's, like we said, an hour and a half from Austin. You know, grew up right there in the shadows of Dish Falk Field, I'm sure, at Texas, and then came to Auburn. So probably a little added for him and his family.
Temo Becerra is 1 for 8 in the series, and he becomes a base runner.
Just when we go brag on the strike percentages and the walks, Volantis walks 2, and now Petrovic walks 1. We jinxed him, I think. Walks have been a big factor. Walks set up Friday night for Auburn to win, and walks almost set up last night for Texas to lose that ball game. They walked the bases loaded in the ninth and got out of it.
Anthony Pack comes to the plate. He's looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 7 in this series.
Highly ranked freshman out of high school, can fly, comes in with 7 stolen bases, good runner. Just, man, he's learning to live life as a hitter in the SEC.
And he has started every game for Texas as a rookie. On the year, batting .303. And despite his slight build, he's hit 4 home runs. And driven in 24. That's second on the club.
Yeah, you think everything is older player dominated in the transfer portal world, but in these two lineups, there's 2 seniors. These lineups are dominated by sophomores and freshmen, which tells you that the SEC can get who they want out of high school. They got to keep them from the draft, but they're able to get freshmen, bring them in, develop them, then have them perform in the lineup. Pitch, good job of hitting. 92 on the hands and get rid of it.
You know, to follow up your point, for the last, 10, 15, maybe more years, there have been a multitude of impact freshmen all across the league. Every team's got one or more.
Oh, yeah, no question. You're going to see 1 a weekend or more. Auburn has 2 or 3 in there, and Texas does as well. One of them standing here at home plate. Battling, too.
Yes, he is.
Anthony Pack Jr. just hanging in there. This is about the 3rd good at bat we've seen. A couple from the Auburn side, 1 right here from the Texas side. And the Texas offense is ranked #1 in the nation in strike zone control. Like, they don't chase balls out of the zone. And when they have to go battle with 2 strikes, they do that pretty well.
That pitch misses. 2-2 now. Ryan Broussard is calling balls and strikes. Micah Holman is at first base. Anthony Perez is the middle base umpire, and Derek Malika is working third. Petrovic from the stretch, cranks it, and gets the call, 3rd strike.
And that's what Petrovic can do. He gets you kind of in a fastball frame of mind and then goes and throws this. I believe it was the changeup. Just took a little off and froze Pack. Let's see what happens. Nope, breaking ball. That's the cutter right in the middle of the plate for a strike.
Pack thought it was elevated. The umpire did not agree, and now Casey Borba comes on.
Borba's got a bunch of home runs transferred in. Done a really good job for them swinging the bat, hitting some home runs. Hit one the last couple of weeks somewhere, I can't remember where, Lynn, 477 feet.
My goodness.
We thought Valantis was hitting bombs. Not Valantis, but Robbins. He hadn't hit one yet this weekend, but it's the potential's there for him.
Borba's got 7 homers. You spoke about his power. That's second on the club. He's had a pretty good series. He's 2 for 8. Still looking for his first RBI. He has scored a run. Borba ties into one. This is hooking, and it's in the bleachers. War Eagle Wall could not contain that when the ball is thrown back by the Auburn faithful, but a 2-run home run by Casey Borba, and just as you were talking about his home run power, he delivers one.
And I said he hadn't hit one yet, and he said, okay, Fuller, I got one for you, and he hits one over the green monster. He got a breaking ball up in his eyes, and this Texas lineup, when they get mistakes, they just do not miss them.
Well, that ball was a rising line drive up on the deck there on War Eagle Wall. That was an elevated pitch just above the belt, and Borba made Auburn pay.
And it didn't sound like he really got it. It tells you how strong he is. The bat sounded like it might have been a little bit hollow.
The pitcher will have to cover and does so cleanly as Bingaman gets it started to Petrovic. Larson is thrown out, 3-1 on the putout. So Borba gives Texas a 2-0 lead in the second inning.
Duplantier hit his first home run of the season last night. He got a hanging breaking ball with 2 strikes, and he hit it up and over the green monster. And it was his first home run in 123 at-bats, and it came at a big time.
And that's his only hit in the series. He's 1 for 5.
Put Texas up 7-3 at the time. Auburn mounted the rally late, cut it 7-6, but big time for him to hit one out of here and stretch that lead out. It really was the game-winning hit, as we saw Auburn try to come back late.
That was only his 3rd RBI of the season.
They had a big loss. Jonah Williams is one of their really more elite guys, outfielder, wide receiver on the football team, and he got hurt, only has 20 at-bats. So they're missing him from the outfield, which really is a huge loss. Showed up last year as a very young freshman at 17 and played great.
Duplantier has made only 7 starts now, so his at-bat total is not large at this point, but still hitting .303 and had that critical home run last night. What a series this has been. It has truly felt like a super regional final in all 3 games. And this Auburn baseball family has turned out to support the Tigers. He did not swing. Auburn had already started throwing the ball around. Butch Thompson is not happy over that. He is out signaling from the dugout.
Ryan Broussard not giving Coach Thompson any real respect at all. Now he's going to walk over and talk to him.
Butch Thompson is not a guy who carps just to hear himself talk.
No, he doesn't. And he knows that how big this is. I mean, that was no doubt a swing. He just missed it. And in this kind of a series, you just can't miss something that obvious, but is what it is, right?
So Duplantier has an opportunity here.
Yeah.
With a 3-2 pitch coming. That time he strikes out on the full swing. No doubt about that one.
That time he swung.
So Petrovic yields the 2-run home run to Casey Borba. And on that swing, Texas has taken a 2-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the second. There's Casey Borba. His swing was a 2-run homer in the top of the inning. Texas leads by that margin. These teams have been remarkable in recent series. Look at this, Mark. That's just incredible. The last 21 weekend series in the regular season. That counts non-conference games and conference games. And to see that kind of success is really off the chart.
It really is, yeah. Auburn got it going in 24 at the end. They had not had a good year. Texas has had it going, and they both are just elite at the moment playing good baseball.
Bingaman with a big swing, but can't find it. From Dylan Volantis, who's been staked to a 2-run lead.
Andrew Miller, as we watched Volantis pitch, played for the University of Florida, big leagues for the Cleveland Indians. That's exactly who he reminds me of. I kept thinking, who is this? And it just kind of clicked in. He actually pitched at Chapel Hill, North Carolina, first-round pick, and pitched for the Indians. Long, lanky. It's real deceptive. There's just a lot going on, almost like a spider. There's legs and arms and movement going everywhere. They're going to call a ball, I think, on him. Too much time. Yep.
So a pitch clock violation.
Saw 3 of those last night on Texas, and 1 more today. Coach Slosnak not too happy about it either. We got some fired up head coaches today.
A 2-hop chop to the right side, turned into an out by Mendoza. Mendoza over to Borba for the out. Bingaman is retired second to first. Here's Mason McCrane. His brother will be on deck. Brandon.
45 minutes down the road, Phoenix City, Alabama went to Glenwood Academy. They played a solid private school and then a 3A type of baseball, but never anything like this, and they have both played really well. Brandon McCrane redshirted. He was here last year, got the scrimmages, got the time, but didn't get any reps, and they both have handled themselves well, and Mason McCrane is a true freshman, so he's getting his first taste, and high up there as freshman in the league with RBIs.
This is Mason at the plate right now, a lanky left-handed batter.
Dylan Volantis last year, Lynn, the National Freshman of the Year by Baseball America, the NCBWA Freshman of the Year, and the SEC Freshman of the Year. Tells you what kind of year he had. And to be a closer, which means they brought him in the fire every night as a freshman, and he handled it, put up a bunch of saves, had a 1.9, I think, ERA. Just elite stuff.
Mason McCrane is 2 for 8 in the series.
And how many guys have we seen come out of Thousand Oaks, California, Westlake High School, just one after the other? First round pick, big leaguers. He is driving the fastball through the heart of the plate at the moment. I think he'll do it again. I don't know if he'll mess around with the breaking ball 3-2. I think he'll go right at him with a fastball.
He did go back with the breaker, yep.
He sure did. A good one, too.
And the tag is made for the second out.
Okay, that long way to go. That 2-run home run by Berber and the way Volantis throws. You see this breaking ball. Starts high. Watch where it finishes. I mean, that's 18 to 20 inches of vertical break. Now you see it, now you don't. That 2-0 lead with the way this kid throws, if he settles in, look out.
Well, those kind of pitches will hurt your feelings.
Oh, my goodness. And it's a strike for 55 feet, and then it just vanishes and bounces in the dirt.
Then you come back with some giddy up.
On the inner half, I guess a little low.
Brandon McCrane, the shortstop, with 2 outs, nobody on base. Auburn's had a couple of base runners. In the first, they came on walks. Lucas Steele is on deck. 2-0 Texas on the Borba home run. The outfield has really shifted over to the opposite side. That's an extreme shift by the center fielder Robbins. He's playing right center, and he's giving even more ground at the moment. There's a huge gap in left center field and down the left field line. Let's see if McCrane can shoot one that way.
when you're facing a guy like this, is this talented, Auburn's doing what it wants to do now. 41 pitches, as you see on the 44 pitches, as you see there on our screen. This is what you want to do if you're the Auburn offense. You really don't want to face a guy like this too long. You don't want him out there in the 7th inning. You'd like to try to get him out of the game in the 4th inning if you can and build the pitch count. So far, Auburn's doing that.
That's right down the middle.
If you can get a guy to about 20 pitches an inning, you get him in the stretch. He pitches out of the stretch anyway, exclusively, but it's a little more fatiguing. He's having to throw a lot of pitches, work harder to get those 3 outs. Can be beneficial to an offense down the road.
He came back with the breaking ball.
And a really good one. And a really good take by a young hitter there, Brandon McCrane.
So Carter and Guevara and Brandon McCrane have all walked. This one comes with 2 outs in the 2nd inning, and Lucas Steele will step to the plate.
He'll switch hit, does hit left against righties.
He's 2
right
for
here.
4, 2 for 4 in the series.
Such a great asset because he can catch, he can play first, he can play left, and does have some power off at the plate.
Brandon McCrane is a base stealing threat. He's 7 for 7. He hops away for the bag with a decent lead. And we'll draw another throw.
And again, if you're base running along with us, you see Valantis so far, it's look home and go to first. You can read that pretty well. And McCrane was moving back before he really ever even got going. So it's the head of a pitcher, the eyes. Andy Pettit was the best of all time that give the base runner the advantage.
Valantis tried to bend one in, but leaves it high and away.
Lefties will try to trick you, Lynn. They'll look home like they're not coming, and they go to first, but that's been done for a lot of years, and it's patterned, and so much of these games now they're all shown on video, so lots of studying and scouting reports to tell them what they need to know.
All of a sudden, the plate seems to be jumping around a little bit on Valantis. He's 2-0 on Steele. The top of the order is on deck in the dangerous Bristol Carter.
Just had 8 walks coming in now, has 3 so far today. There you see it again. Look home, go to first. McCrane's back. These atmospheres are different. Lynn, we saw Luke Harrison last night for Texas, the 5th-year senior, been everywhere. A little shaky in the first, had some walks. He settled in and pitched great, but these atmospheres are different, even for the most seasoned player from going the road.
And each mound is a little bit different, too. Each
no question.
Regular mound, and oftentimes the warm-up mound is a bit different than the normal mound.
Well, and you figure back home at Dish Falk and Austin, these guys, they've probably had 20 outings on their mound since August. Now here they are. You're exactly right. The angle, the depth, everything's a little different.
That's a strike.
And Auburn's making him work hard. Didn't chase a pitch there. Of course, it's 3-0, but they're not chasing. Brandon McCrane took a really good breaking ball. He didn't chase it to extend the inning, which extends the pitcher's pitch count.
Here's the 51st pitch, and we're in the 2nd inning. So a pair of walks with 2 outs, and Auburn has some opportunities.
Look at that. And he's not used to that. Again, 30 innings, 8 walks. You see right there, 9 batters faced and 3 3-ball counts.
So he walked a pair in the first. He has walked a pair in the second with 2 outs. And Bristol Carter waits at the plate, Auburn's igniter.
Yeah, he was hitting low in the lineup, Lynn, to open the season. And Auburn was okay. Youngstown State came in, they swept him, and it just wasn't the same. He went to the top of the order because of an injury to Chris Rembert out in Texas, the tournament, and they won the tournament, beat Florida State, Louisville, Kansas State, and they just took off offensively. That's what one guy can do for you when you get him in the right place.
Texas will have a non-conference game at Houston on the 24th, and then will entertain Oklahoma, which took 2 out of 3 against LSU over the weekend. Oklahoma will be the next opponent for Texas, and that will be in Austin.
Tarleton State went into Austin last Tuesday and beat Texas 6-1. And you might ask why. How does that happen? First of all, Tarleton State's a pretty good team. But when you're in this kind of atmosphere and this kind of tension and this all weekend long, and you show up on a Tuesday, it's a little flat. And those big major teams can come in who are good, and they can beat you. And Texas actually scored first in that game and then got beat 6-1.
Bristol Carter has his own personal cheering section. Let's see if he can ignite this crowd in anticipation of Auburn getting to the scoreboard. 2 on, 2 out. Carter shows bunt and takes a strike.
Yeah, and you see Borba, he has to honor the bunt. Bristol pushed one yesterday for a base hit. It was a foot race between him and the first baseman. And if you're Texas, you just can't play back on that side of the field. You have to play back on the left side of the field.
Well, Borba is not even close to holding the runner on at first, and that's a good save by Tenney to keep that ball playable. But watch where Borba is. He's almost halfway between first and second as the first baseman.
Well, that's defending against two things. Number one, Bristol's pretty good shooting balls that way, but also bunting, pushing bunt. That's where you want to try to push bunt.
Yep.
If he's going to do it.
So they are completely ignoring the runner at first base.
A nasty breaking ball. Becerra's playing deep at third because you don't want Bristol Carter to shoot one past you for a double. 2 runs will score if you do. It's a big situation in the game. We're only in the second inning, but it's a big moment for Volantis if he can get out of this, and a really big moment for Auburn and Bristol Carter if they can keep it going.
Volantis working ahead in the count, and that's tipped foul. Carter will remain alive with a count of 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs, 2 on. A pair of 2-out walks to Brandon McCrane and Lucas Steele. Carter drew a base on balls last inning to open things for the Auburn Tigers offensively.
He came in on Friday night against a left-handed reliever for Texas and hit that single up the middle that got through Aiden Robbins for the game-winning runs.
Again, the 1-2 pitch. That's high and away. The Tigers of Auburn left 13 runners on base yesterday, 7 of those in the last 3 innings. Now, they did rally and come up close in the 9th, but couldn't quite get over the hill. The pitch is a little bit elevated. A nice take by Bristol Carter.
Just love his energy. Right there, he spun around and had something to say to the Auburn dugout. One thing you never see him do, he's never bush league towards the other team. He's very vocal to his team. Big pitch in the game right here. Huge pitch.
The runners will be moving with a 3-2 count and 2 outs. We struck him out on a breaking ball.
Good one, too.
Indeed it was. Strikeout number 3 in the game for Volantis. So Auburn leaves a pair after getting 2 2-out walks, but Bristol Carter can't find the breaking ball. And we move forward with Texas leading 2-0. It's been wall-to-wall SEC baseball for Auburn and Texas here on the Plains the last 3 days. Auburn won the first game. Texas won the second game. We play here in the third game. And Auburn looking to go to 5-1 in SEC play. Texas right now with a win would go to 4-2. Here's Mendoza at the top of the order. Steve right.
Mick went with a changeup there, 1-1. You just don't see it very often where you see a guy throwing a right-handed changeup to a right-handed hitter to start off in at bat. But that's what Petrovic can do. He can mix all 3 of them. There it is again. Just a steady diet of off-speed pitches.
He doesn't try to knock the bat out of your hand. He just works the plate up and down, in and out.
And he can if he needs to. He can run it up there, and we will see that with 2 strikes if he's 0-2, 1-2. But for the most part, he pitches a little bit backwards. Good fastball there. It's 93 every time.
You know, I remember when 93 was a major league fastball.
Gosh.
I mean, and it's amazing the velocity in college these days.
Len, I was sitting here, well not here, aluminum bleachers in 1989, and Ben McDonald walked in here and threw 99 on the old Jugs radar gun, and we were all like, what just happened? And yesterday, Texas had 2 guys that were 97, 98, and then 99 was the last pitch of the game for Bristol Carter when he grounded out. So, you know, I sat and watched the World Baseball Championships last week, and it was just 98 to 99. Paul Skeens and the starter for the Dominican Republic, left and right. Good pitch.
A full 3rd strike. Petrovic with 4 of them.
Lucas Steele throwing the ball down to Ethan Bingham at first. Almost took the first base umpire out of strike 3. First base umpire had to get out of the way. Good breaking ball. Totally froze him.
4 strikeouts against 1 walk. But that walk was costly, because when Temo Becerra got to first base, an out later, Casey Borba followed with a long home run over the left field wall.
And there's legitimately 7 guys in the Texas lineup that can hit one over the green monster. There's 7 guys that can do it. So you just have to be so careful. The mistakes get punished pretty well when you make them too many times.
There's a liner just out of the reach of the leaping second baseman into center field for a base hit. Carson Tenney with a well-timed swing.
It's just like Borba. Up here, it sounded, Lynn, to you and I like it was off the end of the bat. Let's see if it was. It was a breaking ball, but he's just so strong. A little bit out front, but hit well, and just the strength of these guys. They can be a little bit off the sweet spot and still hit it hard.
So here is Robbins. He singled off the left field wall. It was only a couple of feet from the yellow stripe. A very long single, 356 feet. That one stabbed by third baseman. A great play to keep it from rolling into the left field corner. Guevara with a heck of a play there, but he obviously had no chance to get up and throw out a base runner. But put a star by that one in your scorebook.
Absolutely, and Aiden Robbins is doing his part to be the SEC hitter of the week if Texas wins this series. This is his 5th hit now, and he's just hitting everything hard. He wasn't off the end of the bat, and a great job by Guevara. Just know where to get up and go. But got a first pitch breaking ball, and he just hammered it down the line.
His first single went 356 feet. It came off the bat at 108 miles an hour.
Talked a little bit about Rodriguez's hand last night, Len. I mentioned in the 9th inning he might bunt here. His hand's hurting him, and he just hit a bullet through the 6 hole for a base hit, left-handed. So he probably wouldn't admit it. You know, there's some pain going on, but he's playing. He has an ask out. They're not going to take him out. He's played great defense.
Rodriguez, his first pitch swinging, and hits one into center field. Carter lines it up. Nobody can advance on that. That's the second out. Rodriguez promptly lifts one to medium deep center field. And it brings on Becerra.
Third base number 1, Temo Becerra.
His first name is Temo, T-E-M-O, from Clovis, California.
That's what Texas can do. They're in the middle of the country, obviously. They're just the history, 38 times they've gone to Omaha. I think they've won the national championship 12 times. They can recruit wherever they want to. We saw a pitcher yesterday from Wisconsin. We saw 2 kids from North Carolina. You got guys from California. They are able to reach across the country, probably into Canada, get whoever they want out of the high school ranks and the junior college ranks. Portal guy here. Coach Schlossnagel's made a history of winning everywhere he's been.
That's ripped right to the second baseman, who was perfectly placed. Butch Thompson will join us when we return. Texas has a 2-0 lead. Welcome back, everyone. Texas up in front on the basis of a home run, 2-0. Butch Thompson joins us from the Auburn dugout. Butch, you mentioned to me before the game that Volantis, who was last year a marvelous closer, you think he may be one of the best Sunday starters. But Auburn, how do you make some adjustments against him so far?
Well, I still feel that way, but at the same time, we got 57, 58 pitches in him in 2 innings. So we haven't scored. They got one big swing off, and hopefully the second time through the lineup, this pitch count works out for us a little bit.
Coach, this is the enormity of a 1-1 game on a Sunday in the SEC.
Yeah, and this has been one of the most special series here at home for us. And you could just tell it with the crowds, with the investment from both teams. And this has been an absolute blast. And I'm absolutely invested. I think everybody's invested in seeing who's going to be the winner of this series.
Butch, thank you so much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Well, this is why you come to the SEC. This is why you buy a ticket and come out to the ballpark. And this is one of the greatest ballparks in the league from which to watch. The sightlines are remarkable. There's a shot that nearly knocks the shortstop down. Wow.
Absolute.
Rembert almost took Adrian Rodriguez to the ground.
That's what's called a scud missile, Lynn, and a great play. He's done that out there 2 or 3 times on hard hit balls, had Rodriguez, which is why it's so important with that sore hand of his. He stays out there on defense, and man, what a play. Smoked.
You cannot hit a ball harder than that.
108 miles an hour off the bat of Chris Rembert. He is the #1 ranked second baseman in the draft for this coming year.
This brings on Fralick.
Coach Thompson used a word that he uses all the time there, Lynn, investment. Such a big part of this Auburn program, kids investing in each other and what's happening day in, day out.
The second baseman is calling for it. He's got a long run, as it turns out, to his right. That ball kept fading out of his reach, but he was able to grab it.
And there were Texas Longhorns everywhere on that play.
There were.
It was like 5 guys. The pitcher had gone halfway out to the outfield.
So
Longhorns everywhere.
A line out and a pop-up. And here is Guevara. If you haven't been to this ballpark and you want to come see some college baseball, just pick any game. But the sight lines are tremendous, chairback seats everywhere. The accoutrements here are as good as any place. And you're right on the field. This is a very intimate ballpark.
It really is. It's not as big as some in the conference in terms of what they can fit. Fayetteville can fit 15,000. Duty Noble, Starkville can fit 15,000. So yeah, you're right. Back
yeah, but
home
you
for
don't have to bring binoculars here.
No, you don't. You're right. It's a pretty great view. And Volantis is 1 out away from kind of riding the ship a little bit on a pitch count, getting kind of back in the game, although almost at 70.
That's a chop up the middle. That'll be Auburn's first base hit. So Guevara comes through with a 2-out single, a multi-chopper up the middle, and he becomes a base runner with 2 gone.
And it's big for a lot of reasons. Most importantly, it extends the inning. It keeps Dylan Volantis out there and keeps chucking it. In a setting like this, when you've thrown as many pitches as he can, you get around 90 to 95, you're probably going to be done for the day. You know, Alabama had a guy go 130 on Friday night, but that was a no-hitter, 9-inning complete game. He ain't coming out. But in this setting, it's a little different.
Terrell has 4 homers if you're thinking long ball. The sophomore from Meridian, Mississippi. He's played to pull in the outfield. Now it's 2-0.
Pretty neat story, Lynn. He was really kind of lightly recruited in his senior year at Thompson High School up in Birmingham, and all of a sudden exploded. Auburn got him and then almost lost him to the Blue Jays in the draft. So one of those late blooming guys who's done a good job here for his first 2 years.
Hitting .326 at the moment. This is his 23rd start. He and Fralick are the only 2 Auburn Tigers who have started every game. And Terrell on cue rips one to right for a clean base hit. The Auburn Tigers, for the 3rd time, have an inning in which they have 2 men on base.
Yep, that's when you and I talked about that. 13 guys stranded yesterday. This is going to be now in scoring position. This is the 3rd one out there at second base. They need to get that hit, whatever that hit is. They need Ethan Bingham to have a big at bat here and try to keep it going.
So a pair of 2-out singles by Guevara and Terrell. And Bingham at the plate now. He bounced out to the second baseman last time. He's played as a pull hitter on the infield. And the same in the outfield.
Really sharp freshman. Great eye at the plate. Like that right there. That's a nasty pitch from Volantis, and he doesn't bite. 0-0 count. You got a good breaking ball. Looks like a fastball coming in. He's done a really good job, disciplined at the plate with his eye. Texas bullpen starting to move around a little bit, loosen up.
Bingham has had 1 base hit in the series. He would love to double that number right here.
He's a California native, an elite kid, highly ranked. Auburn had to hold the draft off. Well, they didn't hold it off. They just happened to hang on to him. But also, as well thought off pitching, Lynn, as he is swinging the bat right now. He's more important on the swinging the bat than he is there. Good take.
He did not swing. The appeal to first base results in Auburn's favor.
Just a tough pitch to take at the 2-0 count. If Atlantis threw a really good one.
Mason McCrane is on deck. 2 outs, 2 on. Texas leads 2-0. There's a strike. He came back with a bender.
He did. That's 3 in a row. It's just so rare to see a power arm like this that can mix and throw a 3-0 breaking ball. They thought that Binghamton was going to be swinging. Didn't want to give him one in the middle.
And another bender.
4 in a row. So the question would be, Lynn, from me to you, why wouldn't you throw it again? Why, it's worked. It's been effective. You did it 3-0. You did it 3-1.
But Bingham has seen a few of them. Let's see what he does here. 3-2 pitch. Runners on the move. He slices it foul.
Yeah. It's good baseball. Just really good baseball by number 18 in the orange to foul that pitch off.
Guevara and Terrell aboard. The pitch. Grounded left side foul.
This is what I mean. This is a freshman that's 23 games into his career, and you see what he does. He didn't chase 2 really good pitches just out of the zone, and now he's hammering, fouling balls off with 2 strikes. Very mature approach for Ethan Bingham, which is why he's out there.
This will be the 77th pitch from the starter Dylan Volantis. It's chopped right back off the mound. Volantis has it, turns and throws the strike over to first base. So once again, Auburn puts 2 men aboard. They've done that 3 times, but they have failed to get any runs. It's 2-0 Texas. This is a place where several thousand of your closest friends are having a grand time, even though the home team trails right now 2-0. What a lovely sight.
It's what winning does. Coach Thompson's brought an atmosphere here. He's done a lot of things to shape the stadium behind the scenes, but you still have to win. The stadium's great. You have to win. They've won.
You know what I like? You look into the faces of the youngsters here, the 8, 10, 12, 14, 15-year-old kids, male and female, walking hand in hand up the concourse aisle with their parents or their grandparents. You can't put a price on that.
Absolutely not. Number 4 national seed last year. So the winning attitude is here. This is no longer Auburn's a place where you come and, you know, just play 4 years and leave. It's a place where you come and you expect to go to Omaha, compete for championships.
Anthony Pack out of Lakewood, California, hitting just under 300 right now.
You and I were talking about, Lynn, just how difficult it is in this league. I mean, LSU was picked preseason number 1, and they are having a hard time right now getting going. And there's just no guarantees of tomorrow when you're in this league, no matter how talented you are.
Last year, Texas A&M was picked number 1 and didn't make the playoffs.
Didn't make the playoffs, yep. Crazy. 4 years ago, Ole Miss was the last team in. Won a national championship. So what you can do in the league when you get to postseason, but getting there can be a real challenge through 10 weekends in this league.
Oh, that took a wicked hop and fielded beautifully by Bingaman. That is well done on a very unexpected hop.
Again, I'm blowing the guy up. He had a great at bat, grounded out, but had a great at bat, and then right to that ball was smoked. Took a weird hop in the direction of his forehead, and he stayed right there with it. Came in and played third base last night when Auburn had some shifting going around.
So here's the man of the hour at the plate for Texas, Casey Borba, who wrapped his 8th home run of the season, a 2-run shot back in the 2nd inning.
And that was the same exact pitch. That was a little bit of a mistake, I think, by Petrovic up over the plate. Last time Borba got him on the same pitch, that one, he just swung through it.
Let's go back and look at the 2nd inning swing by Borba.
Watch where this pitch is. You'll see a little spinner. Ooh. That's what happens to spinners that get left up there in this league.
Now the count is 0-2 on the Texas first baseman, who did not swing. The wind has accelerated a little bit, still blowing from right to left.
It's 3 consecutive breaking balls, Lynn. Will he elevate the fastball? 1-2 count. We talked about that in the pregame, that he likes to elevate with the 4-seam fastball. It's been 93, 94 at times today. I think you can throw too many breaking balls. At some point in time, you got to go with that good fastball.
I think we might see one here.
Well, I've been wrong a lot. Let's see what we got. You're pretty much on it. Yep, that's you, 95. Why not, right? When you can throw it like that. And a great job by Borba just to get rid of it.
I don't think he would have minded had that ball been elevated an inch or two more. It might have got him on that out of the strike zone pitch. Borba's home run was his 8th. And he stays alive.
Seen some good at-bats, aren't we?
Yes.
Both sides, both offenses, just really good, tough, hard. It drives pitchers crazy. Talked about the pitch count for Valantis, and now Petrovic, his pitch count has climbed. Here he is, 1 out in the 4th inning, and he's at 55 pitches.
The shift is on, 3 infielders on the left side. A liner the other way into right field. Nobody was there. And a clean single by Casey Borba. So Borba, seeing the vacancy on the right side, just shoots one that way, a clean single.
Yeah, and we got to brag on that at bat. It was a steady diet of 80-82 breaking balls. He fouled off 95. Then he got 96. Right there and just smoked it. Did what he was supposed to do. He got a fastball away, didn't get out early, and just shot the ball to the right side. Very disciplined, very professional approach to hitting.
Texas has 5 base hits, 4 of them singles, along with Borba's home run. And here is Ashton Larson.
Haven't seen a lot of that from Texas, showing the bunt. I don't know that he was really intent on it, just showed it a little bit.
Prior to today's game, Larson only had 2 at-bats in the series without a base hit. That pitch is wide. Hits have been hard to come by, especially for Auburn. Now, they've had chances, have the Tigers. They've had 2 base runners in each of the first 3 innings. They've left 6 through 3. Texas has been limited to 5 hits, and the 1 dangerous hit, the home run by Borba.
So it can go one of 2 ways. If you're Auburn, it's like, guys, we got to get that hit. If you're Texas, hey, we're letting Auburn hang around here a little bit. You know, we need to quit doing that, because eventually, if Auburn gets a big swing in the right moment, the game can flow their way.
There's a strike.
Larson transferred in from LSU. Then he's one of your guys from Overland Park, Kansas. It's pretty good to go from LSU to Texas.
He lofts this one out into short left field, and it drops in front of Bub Terrell. So Terrell couldn't get it. That ball was perfectly placed with a 3/4 swing. It drops in, and now Texas is mounting a threat.
Very similar scenario yesterday when Jaden Duplantier came up. 2 guys on, had not hit a home run in 123 at-bats at Texas. And he got a pitch in the middle and hit it out for a 3-run home run. Auburn bullpen starts to move around a little bit. Auburn is without one of its really top arms, Drew Whalen. He had an injury last week at Missouri. I don't know the outcome, but they're missing a really big piece of the puzzle that's been good for them. Is Drew Whalen. So they have options, but that's a big piece of the puzzle that they can't go to in this setting. They've been pitching him a little bit later, but he is a guy that was a starter last year at Western Kentucky and can go further, but he's not available today.
So a pair of 1-out singles, one by Borba, one by Larson, brings up Duplantier. Let's take a look at his home run swing from yesterday.
Take a look at the pitch, right over the middle, and man, did he know it. Stand there and enjoy it, big boy. We talked about that, Landon. You and I are old enough to know that you didn't do that 30 years ago.
Oh, no.
How it's changed the last 10 or 15 years. The animation of everything that happens. It's a big moment for Petrovic. 2-0. Dylan Valantis is laboring but keeping Auburn at the 0 right now.
And the first pitch just misses. That didn't miss by much.
If you're a Texas hitter, you almost have to look breaking ball first pitch because Petrovic's done it a bunch. You cheat a little bit, maybe you guess right.
This is pulled deep, but very much foul. And that'll be a parking lot souvenir for some student walking to a chemistry class tomorrow.
He's happy.
Oh, he got it. The pitch fouled straight back. Another souvenir opportunity for the urchins in the parking lot. Boy, there's a whole different society out there among those kids who chase foul balls.
Yeah, no question.
It's a lot of fun.
It's tooth and nail.
But competitive.
Oh, my gosh, I'll run you over.
That's a very nice take by Duplantier, a very tempting pitch from Petrovic.
Lynn, it's a great take. It's a really good breaking ball with 2 strikes. That's where I've really been so impressed. The one thing that's jumped out at me on both sides, the offensive, is the discipline of the hitters.
Ground ball down to McCrane. There's an out at second base. The turn, the relay late. Duplantier has good speed, but Auburn gets the out at second. Runners on the corners now.
He can fly. I have my stopwatch on him right there. He ran a 4.19, which is elite speed. Brandon McCrane was deep. The ball was to his right. But again, just make sure you get an out, right? Brandon McCrane did a good job of taking his time, get the ball to Rembert, but just way too much speed.
So Borba rests at third. He's 90 feet away. Duplantier is behind him at first base. They will hold him on. And Ethan Mendoza, representing the top of the order, comes to the plate with an RBI opportunity, 2 outs. He has popped up to third base and struck out.
And has had a very quiet series. Texas needs him to do a little more at the top of the order. Give him a little more on the at-bats, get on base a little more. Right here, he's got a chance to extend the lead with a base hit.
Well, he's 0 for 9 in the series,
Yeah.
including the 0 for 2 performance today. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, runners on the corners. Auburn is trying to draw a line in the sand right here and prevent Texas from extending its 2-0 lead. The outfield is deep and straight away. Mendoza looks at another one. 2-1.
Both starting pitchers, it just hasn't been that day. The command for both of them has been great until today. Volantis has labored a little bit, and Petrovic as well, now closing in on 70 pitches with 2 outs in the 4th. Just never know. You never know when you wake up. This game is so hard, what kind of day your guy's going to have.
Now it's 3-1. Tenney is on deck.
Yeah, this is not the guy you want to walk to get to that guy.
Tenney has 6 homers.
Texas was able to knock the Auburn starter out yesterday, Jackson Sanders, in the 3rd or 4th inning. So they've done a really good job, has Texas, of getting on the Auburn starters. Friday night, Marciano was that good. They've done a good job yesterday and today of getting the Auburn starters in holes and in jams early.
Mendoza was not taking a 3-1 pitch. So the runner at first now will be off with the pitch. 2 outs, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Not even going to hold it first. You don't want to give a ball up if you're Auburn down the line. So no need to hold him. Play off and let him go.
Petrovic to Mendoza. Whoa, a close pitch goes Texas's way. So the bases are indeed loaded.
Another unbelievable take and another pitch that nobody in the Auburn dugout liked. Auburn get a timeout here and got the bullpen get loose. It's been a pretty tight strike zone. Volantis has done some pitches as well that were right there and didn't get called strikes. That was a big one.
So when play resumes, the Longhorns will be on every base with 2 outs, 2-0, Texas leading. And this is a big moment in this game. Very big.
With him up, there's no question about it. Let's see what Coach Tiefer decides to do here. Christian Chatterton, a very good right-handed pitcher, was in the rotation some as a freshman last year. It's thrown well this year. And this is a good role for him because he can start, so a little long relief action if he does come in this game.
Auburn will play 5 consecutive road games after today. They go to South Alabama on Tuesday in Mobile. Then we'll go to Tuscaloosa to take on Alabama for a 3-game series. And then on March 31st, they will be at Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech was here earlier, and Auburn posted a very impressive 9-2 victory.
They sure did on Tuesday. That Tech team is really, really good, ranked 3rd in the country. Alabama all of a sudden playing really good baseball. Texas goes to Oklahoma next week, or has them come in, I guess.
Here's Tenney. Ball 1. Well, you want to get ahead here.
Well,
Tenney has struck out and singled.
Sorry, Lynn. We talked about it last night a little bit. Coach Tiefer went out to talk to the Auburn starter and left him in. And the next ball was a 3-run home run, 3 or 4 balls later. So as a pitching coach, you just, how long do I stay with a guy? You know, it seems obvious to us up here, but it's not when you're down there. This is your guy. He's earned the right to stay out there.
He needs to find the strike zone. It's 2-0.
Dangerous here. Good pitch.
He does find the strike zone.
Had to throw the slider, no doubt about it. Cannot throw Tenney a fastball there, and he did it. And I think he'll throw another breaking ball here. He needs his best one.
There's ball 3.
Man, can you feel it? You can just feel it, can't you?
It's
The
3-1. Bases loaded.
of what's going on here in this top 5 matchup.
Petrovic to Tenney. Right 2. So now everybody will be in motion.
The same pitch we saw 3 or 4 pitches ago to the walk that came to Mendoza, and now it's a strike. So it's a little frustrating if you're a pitcher, but a good pitch, and now we got it going here. 3-2, 2 outs, bases jacked.
Petrovic with a very big pitch on the way. Looped out into right field. That's a base hit. One Longhorn scores. Another Longhorn scores. And Texas has doubled its lead on a 2-out, 3-2 pitch that Carson Tenney punched into right field.
Strength, Lynn, just strength. He's a big, strong guy. Watch his pitch. Pretty good pitch. Just beat him, but just so strong. And he just fisted over the second base head. That's just strength. That's pure strength from Carson Tenney at 235 pounds to allow him to do that. Another great at bat.
And so that's going to be the end of the day for Auburn starter Alex Petrovic as he runs into some difficulty here in the 4th. 2 in the 2nd and 2 in the 4th for Texas. We'll step aside and be right back as Auburn works its bullpen. Alex Petrovic is lifted in the 4th inning, giving up 7 hits, couple of walks, 4 strikeouts, and he gives way to Christian Chatterton. Chatterton, a right-hander, and he'll try to subdue Texas with runners on the corners and 2 runs in already. And the first batter he's going to face is Aiden Robbins. Chatterton.
Sorry, Lynn. So Chatterton, go talk about him, a sophomore, right? It's an elite changeup. It's a fastball that'll run in the low 90s. The numbers are good, doesn't walk guys. Was in the rotation last year. Son was a freshman. He's pitched in relief this year. He didn't have a great January. Some other guys pitched better, but a guy that can be used anywhere. And it's the changeup that sets him apart because it's really, really good. It's an elite, one of those straight right-handed changeups.
Well, he's got a challenge in front of him with Aiden Robbins. 3 times in this series he's hit home runs.
Yeah, and I don't know what they were against lefties. So 3 bombs, 1 fastball there, and then here comes a breaking ball. And then he got a breaking ball yesterday, too. Now, today it's been a rocket double off a breaking ball. Now you see the 3rd one over the batter's eye on a breaking ball.
Yeah, 2 very hard-hit singles for Robbins here. One of them off the wall, which went better than 350 feet.
On a breaking ball and then on a fastball. Lynn, here's the point. He's hit everything for 3 days. And, again, we talked about it. He is in position for the SEC Hitter of the Week if this continues on for him and Texas wins this series.
I mean, he's swinging at a piñata without a blindfold.
He sure is.
Aiden Robbins, Christian Chatterton.
And there's the changeup.
Nice off-speed pitch.
That's right. It's just that good. It turns over. The scouting report says it's just too good. Texas is too good at building reports to not say this guy's got a great changeup, but right there just took it. Wasn't what he was looking for.
Robbins out of Yardley, Pennsylvania. And that ball is smoked. Picked up by the 3rd baseman. His foot stayed on the bag. Bingaman somehow was able to maintain contact. That is one heck of a play between Eric Guevara and Ethan Bingaman, one corner to the other, and we're going to have a challenge.
Review, absolutely.
But
Bingaman did a great job of coming off the bag, getting back to it. Did he get back to it on time?
If this play stands, it could be a game changer.
No question. Either way, talk about 5-0 Texas.
So Birmingham will be taking a look at this with every angle possible. But what a stop by Guevara, and what a play by Bingaman, at least right now.
Lost his balance a little bit, which made the throw be offline, off the bag, on the bag. Got a chance to go Auburn's way, I think.
I do too.
And that's impressive for the kid. We've talked about Ethan Bingaman for 2 innings plus now, and just another great athletic job.
He had to use every bit of his height and toenail to get back to that bag.
He sure did, and reached back and got it. Auburn players walking off the field. Auburn fans are cheering. Problem is the umpires haven't told us what's going to happen.
The umpire says stay here to Auburn.
Don't go anywhere, boys.
No, they don't. They're not involved in the decision at all, these local umpires. They're waiting for Birmingham.
The runner's out at first base. Texas has one.
What a play by Eric Guevara and Ethan Bingaman. What a play.
Indeed so. Auburn gives up 2, but minimizes the damage on the last play. It's 4-0.
Welcome back into the ballpark. Texas takes a 4-0 lead into the bottom of the 4th, and we have yesterday's very successful pitcher, Luke Harrison. Luke, thanks for joining us.
Great to be here, guys.
Man, we talked a lot. I kind of blew you up. I got a little man crush. You've been here 5 years, been through a lot. You had an injury that cost you a whole year, and I gave you the label Warhorse, and yesterday in the first inning you got in trouble, but you battled through it and then hung in there into the 7th. Talk about your day.
Yeah, sure did. I thought, it wasn't always perfect at times, but, kind of know that going into it, it's never going to be perfect. And just being willing to go out there and just make the next pitch no matter what is, what kind of got me some success. I think we're seeing similar stuff with Dylan right now. He's kind of grinding it out right now and just finding a way to throw up zeros. And
Luke,
it's beautiful to see.
Sorry about that, Luke. So many guys leave. So many guys transfer. What kept you at Texas? Why is it you've decided to stay there and see your career through?
Oh, man. I mean, I love this place so much. The people, just the place in general. But just the connections it's brought me, the experiences, the development for myself as a person and as an athlete. I think, it's second to none. And, growing up in Texas, it really is hard to leave. So, I understand that a lot of guys are leaving and stuff now, but I could never imagine it.
Aiden Robbins is unconscious this weekend. What's it like facing him in scrimmages the last few months?
Yeah, it's a bit ridiculous at times. Sometimes he'll just hit balls that just make no sense. One time he hit a fastball off of me that was almost in the dirt, and he hit it back at my forehead at 110. But his ability to just get his swing off and go hack at balls is pretty impressive, and he's fun to see.
The look he has right there, we're showing him on the camera, kind of matches the hair. They got the eye black, the Oakleys, just a tough guy look.
Yeah, he's got some swag.
Luke, thanks for your time, man. Good luck to you guys in the Longhorns.
Appreciate y'all. Hook 'em.
Right now, Auburn finds itself trailing 4-0, yielding 2 in the 2nd and 2 in the 4th. The Tigers have been out hit 7-2. That stays a little bit inside to Mason McCrane, the freshman from Salem, Alabama. The outfield deep and straight away. Auburn has not been without chances today. Unfortunately for the Tigers, they put a couple of base runners on in 2 of the 3 innings with 2 outs. But they've stranded 6 through 3 innings, so they've had some opportunities. They've had base runners.
For the moment, just have not been able to get that hit. Really good 1, 2, 3 sequence there for Volantis. Good breaking balls, and then just takes the fastball at 93 and locates. No, I'm sorry, breaking ball again. That was a little tighter than the ones he's been throwing.
That's a hook you could hang a worm on.
Well, and he's given them some good innings. Now, being up 4-0 is nice. And again, Auburn would love to see him out of this game if they could, to see what the bullpen holds.
If they can get him to throw a few more pitches in this inning or get some more base runners, this could be his final throw.
Yeah, I think he's getting close. I think just because he's labored, it's been a day where he's had to work really hard for the outs he's gotten. But regardless, only 2 hits and zeros now through 3+ innings.
That's the main number, isn't it?
Yeah.
Zeros.
And you know what? The Texas bullpen has been a little shaky, and they had some walks last night. They were up 7-3, and then on Friday night it was the base hit and some guys walked. So the walks have been an issue for Texas late in the game. We're not late yet, but they have been an issue for Texas out of that bullpen.
Well, let's talk about the change from Volantis, who last year was a tremendous closer, but rarely worked more than a couple of innings, to a whole new role this year.
Well, you know he was a starter in high school, no doubt about that. And I'm sure they started building him. I would think Coach Schlossnagle and his staff had it in mind in August. He was going to be a starter, so it shouldn't be a problem. They've built him over the last 6-7 months. And now he is a starter, and he was a starter through high school. So just filled the role last year and now back to what he does best. And it's really a 2-pitch mix. I don't think we've seen a lot of changeups, if any. It's really been maybe 2 speeds on the breaking ball and a really good fastball downhill so far.
He's walked 4, so his control has not been pinpoint. This ball is stabbed on a hop by Becerra. Volantis getting Auburn off balance. Those 2 big hooks right there down in the dirt inducing swings. There's another one.
Just nasty breaking balls. That's been the theme, is that overhand 12-6, I'm guessing 20 inches of vertical break. Somebody's recording that somewhere on some computer, but that's what's been the difference, is that devastating breaking ball to get him out of these jams.
He has not retired the Auburn Tigers in order. He's got a chance to do it here with Lucas Steele at the plate. He's from Hoover. Steele at the bottom of the order. He drew a walk, a 2-out walk last time, after McCrane had also drawn a walk. A 2-run home run by Borba in the second, a 2-run single by Tinney in the fourth. And that's how Texas has amassed its 4-0 lead.
Lucas Steele would love to flip the order, give Bristol Carter a chance to get going. At the moment, the Auburn offense a little flat. They've only had 2 hits. They have 4 walks. 90th pitch, you see right there, 91st pitch now for Volantis. The breaking ball's been the pitch of the day for him, right, Lynn? This is what he's gotten out of jams with. I would think he'll throw it again.
Well, he shook off the first sign. This ball is lined into left field. It's smoked out there on 1 hop. Anthony Pack returns it to the infield, but a 2-out single by Steele, and that ball was well struck.
Sure was. 102 exit velocity for Lucas Steele, and maybe a mistake. You're right. He did shake. Could have been a decoy shake. Tenney could have called curveball, and Volantis wanted fastball, and Lucas Steele got him.
So Steele extends the inning with 2 outs.
Tells you how good Volantis has been, because you feel like he should have given up 6 runs with the walks and the pitch count, but he hasn't. He's kept it right there at 0, and he's 1 pitch away from keeping it there through 4 innings.
And this is the third consecutive inning that Auburn, after 2 outs, has been able to produce a base runner or more.
Yep.
But unfortunately for the Auburn Tigers, these would-be rallies have occurred with 2 outs for the most part. Bristol Carter gets the bunt down. Galantis spins, fires it over to first base, and throws it right into the chest of Borba. So a 2-out single by Steele, but Carter is thrown out on the bunt attempt, and we move on. It's still 4-0, Texas leading Auburn. In case you missed the headlines from yesterday in the SEC, Tomas Valencia struck out 14 versus Vanderbilt. That's the second most by an SEC pitcher this season. He works for Mississippi State. Alabama wins the series against number 18 Florida. The first series win versus Florida in a long time, since 2008. And Arkansas escapes in extra innings against South Carolina. It was the first game for the Gamecocks without the recently dismissed Paul Maneri.
Life in the SEC.
Adrian Rodriguez tries to bunt his way aboard.
And then we're talking about how brutal this league is. Vanderbilt, I believe, has dropped out the top 25. And we're used to seeing Vanderbilt in the top 3 every year. And along with LSU, 2 teams who've just been dominant the last 15 years in this league. It's just the league. It's what the league does to you.
But you got to earn it every year. Nobody's going to give it to you.
Absolutely not.
Rodriguez has grounded out to third base and flied to center. Christian Chatterton on the mound. And rips in a strike, 1-2.
A lot smoother is Christian Chatterton. Last year it was a Max Everett approach. He's pretty successful, but he threw a lot of head movement, a lot of body movement. He's really smoothed out and shaped out under Everett Teaford, and boy, the changeup's really become a pitch. I would look for it here. It's just that good. He throws it in all counts.
You saw it right there.
Yeah. It's one of the better ones I've ever seen. It comes out of his hand. The key to a changeup, if you're a young pitcher and you're watching what happened, there you see how good it is. 190 is the batting average, and he throws it to both sides of the plate. It's not just right-handed to left-handed hitters. It's the arm speed. The arm speed is the key. You grip it, add some fingers to it, and throw it.
He's got a little bit of a strange motion before he sets up with his final delivery motion. Watch this, kind of a double pump in a way.
Puts the glove on his hip, has a little turn toward third base.
And then gets reset with the ball chest high. Just whatever makes him feel comfortable and ready to go.
And a really good pitch. I'll tell you, it's been a plate with no corners today for both pitchers, both sides of the teams. Pretty good fastball there on the outer half. That may be something where he hides the ball in. Maybe he was tipping his grip. I don't remember him doing that last year. Maybe something where he goes just to hide the ball a little better.
He leaves that pitch high, and on a 3-2 offering, Rodriguez becomes a base runner. Chatterton came on to get the final out after Alex Petrovic, the starter, went 3 2/3. This is the first complete inning of relief for Christian Chatterton. Here's Temo Becerra. He has walked and grounded out. Strike one.
More base runners than you would expect, and the walks. We kind of blew that up pregame about how good these two staffs have been. Strike percentage and fewest walks, and there's been more walks than you would expect.
Auburn pitchers have walked 3. Volantis has walked 4.
And it's been a theme of the series. You know, there was a handful of walks for Texas on Friday night, and then yesterday the same for Texas and Auburn as well.
These teams came into this game as we get pretty close to the halfway point in the season during the regular season, but both of these teams with remarkable pitching numbers as a staff in just about every category imaginable.
He balked, and nobody saw it. Texas saw it, and they're right, and nobody saw it.
And you saw it.
He balked. They missed it.
A liner out into right center field. That's down for a base hit. Bristol Carter throws it back to the cutoff man. And a walk and a clean base hit have put 2 men aboard.
And it worked out for Texas. A good clean base hit. But watch what Chatterton does right here. Watch when he gets on the rubber. He'll start to come set. And I don't know how with a 4-man crew you miss this. Watch what he does. So he looks right there. Looks. And then right there, boom. See that? That little flinch right there. He went to come set. Didn't do it. That's a balk. But worked out for Texas with a clean shot back up the middle.
So the balk perhaps prevented a run. He would have been at second base.
Texas dugout came unglued, and they were absolutely right. Auburn has another right-hander getting loose in their bullpen. It's becoming a bullpen kind of day. I don't know how much we're going to see Dylan Volantis moving forward with 90 pitches.
Well, this game is not out of reach, but Auburn can ill afford to yield more runs.
Kind of feel it, don't you? The offense a little stagnant. Auburn hadn't gotten that hit yet. Of course, they've rallied twice now in the 9th inning, 2 nights in a row. But if it gets too big, it's harder and harder to come back.
The Tigers have been limited to 3 base hits by the big left-handed starter, Dylan Volantis.
Would look for a bunt here potentially. Push those runners over. Well, let's swing it.
Becerra has walked and scored. Becerra is at first base.
The word of the day, really the word for Auburn yesterday and today has been command. The starting pitcher yesterday, today, now the bullpen, too many down counts. And when you're down counts against this Hook'em Horns team, you're in trouble. Not how you want to make your living against this bunch.
Pack is 0 for 2, and that pitch is a little bit upstairs. It's been a quiet day offensively for the Auburn Tigers, although they've had plenty of base runners.
And you just got fire standing on deck with Borba. Hit the ball out first at bat, hit a single second at bat, hard hit.
He and Robbins have carried the day offensively, along with a 2-run single by Carson Tenney. The 3-1 pitch. There for a strike, and a big one.
Yeah, he went to his strength, which was a changeup, so you'd look forward again, really. 3-2 count. It is his strength.
Let's see if he can steer one home. The 3-2 pitch.
Breaking ball there.
And he missed it. The bases are loaded. So a walk, a single, and a walk. with nobody out.
I'm not sure he'll get a chance to face Borba. I would want a fresher arm. I'd want a little more command, but see what Coach Tiefer does when it comes.
And that indeed is going to be the case. So Chatterton came on and got Robbins on a terrific play from both corners, Guevara and Bingaman. But opening this inning, he has walked a batter, yielded a base hit, and walked another batter. And we'll come back in a moment as we continue from Auburn. Texas leads it 4-0. Christian Chatterton faced 4 batters. He got the one that he needed to get in the previous inning, but he has walked a batter, yielded a single, and walked another one. He's gone after a third of an inning. And this brings on Jet Johnston, who's making his second appearance in this series. Johnston is a junior from Knoxville, Tennessee. He carries 200 pounds on a 6-foot frame. No record, but a really nice ERA at 2.63, 13 2/3 innings, 12 hits allowed. He has struck out 16. His control has been exceptional. He's only walked a couple. And he was good in one inning of relief earlier in the series. He gave up a walk and a single, but no hits and no runs.
And Lynn, he's in a tough situation. He's done a really good job transferring it from Texas A&M. Was a hitter at one time, now just a pitcher. And boy, has he ever needed to make some pitches right now to keep this game somewhat close for the Auburn Tigers.
The shift is on, the infield is back. The bases are loaded. The first pitch, check swing, and a strike.
And it's an elite slider. He and Ryan Hetzler have pitched late in games for Auburn. They both will run out there with 94, 95 and throw a really good pair of sliders. That was one there.
Casey Borba out of Santa Ana, California. He's 2 for 2. He's homered, he's singled, he's scored twice, he's knocked in a pair.
Just can't get ahead of yourself here if you're on the mound. It's one pitch at a time. It's absolutely one pitch. Do not think ahead. Don't look ahead. Don't try and make a great pitch. Just make a pitch.
And if there's ever a time you are looking for a strikeout, it's right now.
Yeah, that's what you want. The ground ball will be great, but that's going to give Texas a 5th run. So, yes, you're exactly right. The strikeout is priority.
The 1-1. Pulled foul on the ground. Rodriguez is at third base. Becerra is at second. Pack is on first. Three defenders are on the left side of the infield. The right side is completely vacant. The 1-2 pitch. Almost got him on the breaking ball.
Yeah, but he hung it. That ball's got to be in the dirt. Let Lucas Steele block it. If you're the pitcher, throw that thing in the dirt. He hung it. Probably lucky it didn't get hit hard, just enough out front to fool him, but he definitely left it up.
And this is where you need to have faith in your catcher, because you might want to throw a breaking ball in the dirt to induce a swing. We'll see what they do here. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Looking for the back right corner of home plate to throw a breaking ball with 2 strikes. Right there. Oh, my goodness.
That's just out of the strike zone.
Yeah, I'm trying not to be a homer, but it's a pretty good pitch there. It's gone both ways. Pretty good breaking ball.
Here's the 2-2 pitch, a big one coming, the make it happen pitch. And he misses downstairs, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
He and Lucas Steele both know they cannot give a big hit here. I look for the slider, which is such a good pitch for him.
The full count pitch with the bases loaded. Smacked on a hop to third. There's an out there, and the throw over in time. So a run scores, but the Tigers do get a pair on the one pitch.
Here's the sequence. We'll show you what Jet Johnson did, and really big for Texas to get the 5th run home. Started off with a good slider, got a good check swing, but then from there it was pitches around the zone, out of the zone, found some balls off. That was a big one right there, didn't get it. Fastball missed away, and then the breaking ball here for the ground ball. So Auburn gets 2 outs, but Texas gets run number 5. That is huge. 5-0 with 5 at-bats to go for Auburn. Tough hill to climb.
Now the Tigers cannot tie it on one swing.
Maddox Mansour going to pitch hit for Larson. Had a big day yesterday, Lynn. 3 for 4, a couple RBIs.
So a 5-3 double play, Guevara over to Bingaman. And the pitch bounces off the chest of Steele. He did a good job of saving that at the plate.
Yeah, he does. He's a very solid, I don't even want to call him a backup behind Chase Frelick. If it wasn't for Chase Frelick, he's probably the starting catcher at Auburn, but he does a really good job of filling in and giving Frelick a chance just to not have to take a beating every single game. Blocks balls, throws well.
Mansour batting for Larson in the DH position.
Texas just kind of slowly pulling away, aren't they? 1 run here, 2 runs there.
Larson was 1 for 2. This is popped up and playable on the infield. Bingaman is calling for it. He's got it. The inning is over. Texas adds a run and is working on the shutout. 5-0 Longhorns. Auburn will be looking at its first reliever of the day. Dylan Volantis is gone, and Sam Cozart has come on for Texas. A freshman, another big guy.
Yeah.
6'6", 260 pounds from High Point, North Carolina. 3-0 record and a 2.5 ERA. Good stuff. 21 1/3 innings, only 11 hits allowed. He has struck out 27 and walked 4. He's a young pitcher who has done extremely well as we approach the midway point in the season.
Threw 2/3 of an inning last night, Lynn. Gave up 1 hit, 1 run, did not walk anybody. It'll be 92 to 95. Again, a freshman from North Carolina, big arm, throws the split finger, and runs the fastball up there.
Well, Chris Rembert will lead it off, and the Auburn Tigers are blessed with 3 very fine sophomores.
Yep, this is what they've done, and they had great numbers last year. All 3 of them had 40 RBIs plus as freshmen. Last year they were freshman all-conference players. You see what they're doing this year. And then you see what they've done swinging the bat for extra base hits, home runs, doubles. Rembert is the #1 rated second baseman in the country right now as far as the draft. he's draft eligible. Lynn, if you're 21 years old before 45 days before or after the draft, you're eligible as a sophomore. He is, so I would expect him to be gone by this summer. Auburn has him for now, though.
Rembert has lined out to shortstop and reached on a fielder's choice. He stole a base earlier in the game.
I had a Texas fan tell me this morning, and we just have a hard time closing games out. Well, Auburn needs to get a few runs here and see if they can hold that true again later. Right now, it's still too early to count on that.
Rembert is first pitch swinging and pops it up the elevator shaft. Second baseman backing up into shallow center field. And Mendoza makes the play. So Rembert pops up to his counterpart.
And I'm not a huge fan of that, Lynn. I mean, you got a freshman in the game, which he's been very good. You're down 5. Chris Rembert's an All-American and just goes and chases the first pitch. Obviously, if he hits it out, then Auburn's feeling pretty good. But I just think it's a time for Auburn to see, can they get some base runners? Can they get some walks? And get a little bit down 5-0. You got to do something here with 4 at-bats to go.
And here comes the exaggerated shift again. They actually have put Becerra, the third baseman, on the right side. The shortstop is holding his ground. The second baseman is backed up and is nearly saying hello to Duplantier in right field. First baseman is almost out of sight too. That's Borba. But they put the third baseman over on the right side and kept the shortstop where he is.
There's a splitter. It's a pretty darn good one. You see him when he takes his grip. If you watch right here, he really digs in deep. You'll see him go get it. There it is. He digs in, has a split grip, and then he'll change that grip. Now, when he comes set, he'll go to whatever they call. But that was a pretty good splitter at 90 miles an hour.
A very short motion.
It's big, Lynn. Last night, you were over in Baton Rouge calling the game, but they ran 3 guys out there. Crossland 6'6", Cozart 6'4", and Burns 6'5", all of them 95 to 99 miles an hour.
You know what Cozart reminds me of, and I mean this as a compliment? A steer wrestler.
Yeah,
big guy who can just toss some beef around.
Yeah, but he's not a beef-fed Texas guy. He's from North Carolina. I think they're into turkeys and chickens up there maybe. I don't know what they grow. They grow a lot of it. Regardless, he is a Texas thoroughbred. Has a little swag, like I'm getting ready to shove this fastball down your throat, look on the mound, which is what you want out of your bullpen. Digs in for the split. I mean, he's kind of a throwback a little bit.
Fralick from Peachtree City, Georgia. The sophomore, as aforementioned. Let's see what he can do. He takes it high.
I commented last night on his beard. I couldn't grow that beard if I had 20 years. And this is the freshman who's probably 19. A little Grizzly Adams look, got the good flow. He's just got it going, plus 95 miles an hour. He's got a big pitch here.
Fralick can't find it. I think he checked with the umpire to see if that was a strike.
Look at that.
Size 18 custom Nike cleats made from basketball shoes. One pair of Kobe's and one pair of KD's. Wow.
There's a split. That's a devastating pitch, and I bet he came with that. I don't know for sure, but I bet he developed that pitch somewhere in high school. Watch this thing just gone. It actually may have been more of a spike breaking ball. I saw his knuckle sticking out. That's probably a curveball there.
Nonetheless, it had tremendous dart to it. That's like a shad in shallow water. Here's Guevara. Auburn needs some spark, something to just ignite this crowd. It's a capacity crowd for the 3rd straight day. They've waited patiently for something to get excited about. But Texas so far is pitching a shutout and has limited the Auburn Tigers to only 3 hits, which is a rare thing for Auburn this season.
And Sam Cozart was not bad at all. Last night he did his job. It wasn't as smooth and polished today. And sometimes when you throw a night before, you're better. And he looks a little more comfortable, and rhythm is better today than it was last night. It was a really emotional situation. He was jacked up. Man, he was blowing some cheese here. Cutter there, though. Went with the breaking ball there. And 3 pitches for strikes.
2 outs, nobody on base. And a pop-up that will be handled by the shortstop near second base, and he's got it. And for the first time, the Auburn Tigers do not get a base runner. 5-0, Texas leads in Game 3. Texas is in the driver's seat as it tries to go 2 up and 1 down against Auburn in this series. 5-0 right now as we get ready for the 6th inning. Mark, let's turn our lens back 21 years to Texas's last national championship. That was 2005. We compare some numbers here, very similar.
We do, Lynn. It's a very, you see there, chance in 05, and now the question mark this year. If this is a national championship potential team, you see Sam Kozart come out of the bullpen, do what he just did. They've got every piece they need, defense, offense. They hit home runs. Starting pitching is through the roof. And they can back it up with a bullpen. So there's not a weak spot in this Texas team. I fully expect them to be in a super regional, probably hosting. And then from there, it's which way does the ball bounce to get to Omaha.
Jaden Duplantier leads it off. And Jet Johnson starts him with a strike. Johnston came on and did a nice job in relief last inning. He inherited 3 runners, induced a ground ball double play, and then got a pop-up. A run did score, but it was charged to Chatterton. Let's see if there's a play here for Bingaman. He is calling for it. He's got it. He had to run a long way, but he took charge.
Heck of a play. We called his name all day long. He ran a long way. I don't know that Lucas Steele saw it real well looking right up into the sun, and Bingaman had a better angle. And a good play. Lynn, you've been doing this a long time in this league. I don't know who has more history, resources than Texas in the league. I mean, if you want to talk about the major leagues with the Dodgers and Yankees, right? Who has more? Who has more history and everything you need to recruit whoever you need to have teams like this?
I think that's a very fair statement, yes.
You could put Florida up there close, maybe LSU, but again, it's the state of Texas. It's just it's probably the greatest baseball state in the country. And the resources, the alumni, the size of the school, the history, 38 times they've been to Omaha. I mean, come on. And you top it off by bringing in Jim Schlossnagle, who's done nothing but win since his days at Elon College as an assistant. And you've got a combination that's hard to beat. I mean, on the other side, if you're Butch Thompson at Auburn, it doesn't have that same history and resources, but you scrap, you fight, you build it, and you have a team in the top 5. It can be done.
Well, you lay it brick by brick. I mean, it's not something you can snap your fingers and make happen.
This crowd, this stadium, what Auburn has done, it's taken Butch and his staff in 11 years.
But just take a look around and you see the result of it today.
Been to Omaha twice in his tenure here.
You saw it on Friday, you saw it on Saturday, you're seeing it today. This will be a chance for the shortstop who battles the sun, and Brandon McCrane makes the play. Auburn's attendance steadily moving upward. It's tough to get a seat as we talk about the attendance figures. You see 2022, 127,000 plus, 201,000 plus last year, and it's still rising. And the beautiful part about this ballpark, it does not hold 10 or 12 or 14,000. But what it does is make every seat a premium seat. You get to know your neighbors. The sight lines are unmatched.
Yep. Yeah, it was really kind of designed by Coach Baird, and he had a Camden Yards look he wanted. And it has that look, and then added the green monster to it, and then Coach Thompson and John Cohen, the AD here, added the other things this past couple of years. And so, but you're just not going to have the resources here at Auburn. And Auburn was 0 for 4 on head coaches over about a 25-year period, and finally got the right guy in, and this is what he's built. And Texas brought in Coach Schlossnagle from the arch rival Aggies, and so you have two guys who have just been doing it a long, long time. They started at nothing as assistants, and here's what they've developed and grown.
Well, congratulations to Auburn fans last night. A record crowd of 8,037 were in this ballpark, elbow to elbow and cheering every play. And it may not be that today, but it's close. I would love to do a broadcast from up on top of the War Eagle wall out there.
You see that from Fenway every now and then. They'll do one out there. That would be pretty cool.
You'd have to have an umbrella, though.
Absolutely.
On a day like this.
I'm not sitting out there like this. No doubt.
This would be your view. I like that, don't you?
Lynn, do we get a vote from our production experts? I mean, can we maybe lobby for getting up there? It's just got to be cloudy. It's got to be about 50 degrees. So.
You're not asking for too much.
Oh, they got to have a tent for us, like the bullpen has.
Can you write a check? It may come to that.
I don't know. Texas brought their own tent today in their bullpen. That bullpen was not there yesterday. Of course, it was dark. But you see that we could use that. We could sit out there maybe. They travel with their own tent. Love it. Gotta love the bullpen guys, man. I was one of those guys. It's wild out there.
Robbins at the plate. He's been a tough out in this series. He singled twice today and was robbed of a base hit on a spectacular play by Guevara. And of course, this is the young man who has 3 home runs in the series.
And all 3 home runs. You see this right there, 109 exit velocity. Again, lightly recruited out of high school. Probably a Longhorn from life, and Texas gave him a chance. Now he's one of the best prospects in the country, and another rocket.
He hits it hard again. Guevara is right there to make the play, and the inning is over. So Auburn has some work to do. Texas leads it 5-0 in the final game of the series. Eight hits for Texas, no runs, 3 hits for Auburn as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's what's at stake for Texas, a 20th regular season weekend series win in the last 22. That is dominance. And Auburn looking to start 5-1 in the SEC for the first time since 2017.
Tell you, the way Sam Cozart looked in his first inning, it's going to be a tough challenge. Auburn's going to have to get some pitches and get some base runners, and he's just in the zone right now, breaking ball to start things off.
And I want to see if you agree with me on this. Trailing 5-0, it's very difficult to do it by base hit, base hit, base hit, base hit. If you can get some walks, get an error perhaps, and collect some base runners without base hits, making those base hits even more productive when you do get them, it certainly extends the chances.
Absolutely. The problem is Texas fields 985. That means they catch 98% of the balls hit at them.
Right.
And until the last Friday, Saturday, they don't walk anybody. And right now, Cozart is in there. He is dialed in.
Now, the starter, Volantis, did walk 4, but Auburn was unable to take advantage of those opportunities. They had 2 base runners in each of the first 3 innings.
Might have had their chance early. The bullpen last night for Texas was a little bit shaky, but right now, Sam Cozart is in the groove. Mix and split, slider, and fastballs at 94, 95. This is a guy that'll probably, as he matures, I don't know if you can get stronger than he is, he'll probably get up in the upper 90s before he leaves here.
Bub Terrell at the plate. Let's see what he can do. He's 1 for 2 today. Terrell lifts this one out of play on the left side. Oh, I didn't see some people on the parking lot deck up there, too. Yeah. Now, that would be an interesting place from which to do a game.
Well, and when you hear them say 8,000 people, they count that. So there's some poor intern standing over there going 1, 2, anybody in the trunk? 3, 4 as they drive in.
Anybody in the trunk.
Everybody gets counted.
Well, Terrell can't find it. Goes down on strikes.
Elevated fastball at 93 with 2 strikes. Watch this pitch. This is by design. And that's just cheddar cheese above the hands.
Bingaman. Ball 1. You said cheddar cheese?
Cheddar cheese.
I prefer feta.
Well, we can have that too. Gas, queso, whatever you want to call it. Sam Cozart's throwing it. I mean, that's it. That's just, here you go, hit this.
1 ball, 1 strike, 92 miles an hour on that last pitch. Mason McCrane is on deck. There's the breaking ball. It stayed elevated.
Lynn, you remember this too. I grew up watching Cliff Gustafson, Texas baseball team.
Sure.
Roger Clemens was there. They were in Omaha every year, and they were just big leaguer after big leaguer after big leaguer. But I just love watching Coach Gustafson. I was a kid back then. You know, he reminded me of Tom Landry, the Dallas Cowboys. Just had that real stoic. I'm sure he was tough, hard-nosed behind the scenes, but in the games, he was just very poised, together. But he is my memory of Texas baseball when I was a kid in Omaha.
Those were the days when USC and Texas were battling it out every year, it seemed. Then Mississippi State was the first relevant team in the SEC in terms of extended success.
I was surprised
under Ron
to see,
Polk, and then LSU came along under Skip Bertman.
In the late 80s, you're right. I was surprised to see USC ahead of Texas in national championships won.
Yeah, they were the only program for many years. That's pull foul. You recall the days, and now, of course, there's a uniform starting date for the season for the entire country, but 30 years ago, they wouldn't play any weekday games. They would have all of those out of the way in January and the early part of February.
Yep.
And they would play 10 series in the Pac-10 Pac-12 at that time, and they would all be league games on the weekend, and that was it. They didn't have any Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday games.
We would open our season when I played here at Auburn January 22nd. We had about 2.5 weeks to get ready, freezing cold. Big walk there, another good at bat by Ethan Bingaman. So, yeah, you're right. It's good. They've backed it up. It's not as cold now starting the season, but you have to cram some games in. You're playing 5 or 6 games a week for basically 3.5 months.
But those West Coast teams would actually start their regular season January 2nd.
Yep.
But, of course, they had the weather. Everybody would go south. Let's see if Auburn can make something happen, generate a little noise, generate a little voice here in the ballpark. 1 on, 1 out. Bingaman drawing a walk after Terrell struck out.
Auburn put up 2. They were down 6-0 yesterday in the fourth. A little later now, but they put up 2. Gave them a little momentum. They held on, almost came back. But you're right, it's getting late. They got to do something. Something on the board here would be good. That guy's hungry. Coach Gross, he's hungry for somebody to get a barrel on the ball.
McCrane has struck out twice. One ball, 2 strikes.
Safe to say when you play Texas, you probably won't see a better pitching staff the rest of the season. You're going to see some really good ones, but I think that what that guy right there has done with this pitching staff, you won't see anything above what they're doing, as good as they are.
I agree with that. And it's not a 1 or 2 trick pony down there either on that staff. They are very deep and very effective deep into the roster.
Take a look right there. Top 10 in every category.
That just doesn't happen. You earn that. This is on the ground, stabbed by the second baseman as he hits the ground to make the play. Ethan Mendoza perhaps taking a base hit bid away from Mason McCrane.
Absolutely wonderful play. And just get the out. You're winning 5-0. Great job to lay your body out, get up, throw him out. That's the thing about it is we keep talking about Auburn needs a spark, Auburn needs to hit. Texas won't let them. They won't let them get ahead. They won't let them get that one big play, that big hit because of the defense and the strikes.
It makes that trip a little more special if you can take 2 out of 3, the trip home to Austin. Brandon McCrane has walked and bounced out to third. He lays off the first pitch. It's high.
I think overall, if you're Max Weiner, the pitching coach for Texas, you feel really good about what you've seen from your pitchers. Come on the road from a big crowd, not knowing how they're going to respond. And here you put yourself in position to win this series with a few more innings.
The whole league is just a series or 2 away from the midway point. So by now, the success that Texas has certainly is a legitimate read on perhaps what's to come. But don't forget, there are 8 SEC weekends to go.
Yeah, and really, you got to be 500, Lynn. If you're 500, you're probably hosting a regional. You wouldn't host a super regional. But if you're 15-15 in this league, you're probably in the top 15 RPI. And you're hosting a regional. That number 15 is huge. There's been some teams that were 13-17 who have gotten into regionals. It's all depending on the RPI, but you can pretty much bank on it that if you get to 500 in this league, you're potentially hosting, but you're definitely in the postseason. It's kind of a race for 15.
There aren't a lot of leagues that can say that. That's high. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a runner at second base as Auburn tries to crack the egg and get on the scoreboard. Brandon McCrane trying to extend the inning. Lucas Steele is on deck. The pitch is spoiled. Good pitch, good swing.
Yep.
And we'll do it again.
Redshirt freshman facing a true freshman, so 2 young guys here.
Brandon came into the game hitting .388. 0 for 1 today.
Good pitch. Good pitch. Good job by McCrane. That's an 84-mile-an-hour slider off the table, and he gets a piece of it and ruins it.
This is the 21st start for Brandon McCrane, so he has had a major impact as a young shortstop.
Played a little what everywhere. Played second, played some left, played some first. He's, I think, pretty much settled in for Auburn at short. He's proven he can do it.
Another breaking pitch, and this one is lifted into shallow center field. Who's calling for it? Second baseman is there as he's able to get under it, turn, and casually make the catch. A good play by Mendoza, running a long way to take the pop out. So we remain 5-0. Texas leads.
The ESPN app has all of ESPN all in one place. Visit activate.espn.com to see if you have ESPN Unlimited as part of your TV package for no additional cost. It's all of ESPN all in one place. Sign up or activate now.
Welcome back to Auburn, Alabama. This is a beautiful day for baseball here. Not a cloud in the sky, a Chamber of Commerce type day as we approach April. And right now it's been all Texas, a shutout to this point, 5-0. Longhorns, they scored 2 in the second, they scored 2 in the fourth, and 1 in the fifth.
Jet Johnson holding up pretty well so far, putting some zeros up and trying to keep it there for the Auburn offense to get going.
That is smashed the other way.
So pretty, isn't it?
Adrian Rodriguez laces one where Auburn was not playing defensively. This game summary, 5 runs on 9 hits. Auburn has been limited to just 3 hits. Tenney has been good offensively. Borba with a 2-run home run. Volantis, the starter, went 4 innings and left with a 5-0 lead. Actually a 4-0 lead at that point. And Auburn just held in check with only 3 hits. And just not anything yet to energize this crowd.
And really cannot say enough about Adrian Rodriguez. I thought last night, Lynn, he'd be out. He swung right-handed against left-hand pitcher and almost went to the ground. And then came back up a couple innings later, left-handed, same thing. Then he goes out and makes a diving play, hits a single in the 8th and 9th inning, and then does this, and had a hit earlier today too. You got to give him credit between he and the trainer, icing, stemming, whatever they're doing behind the scenes to get that hand playable. Got to give him a lot of credit, man, because he's had a great weekend, and you know it has to hurt.
This brings on Temo Becerra. He has walked, has a base hit.
Auburn is really feeling the loss of Drew Whalen. Injured his arm last weekend. He's not there. The bullpen's getting loose. They used L.J. Cormier last night. He was really good, but he's burned for the weekend.
Do you have any updated information on the injury?
No, they weren't too hopeful. Throughout the week, I'm sure he's seen doctors, but it's one of those things kind of gets real quiet and private, and the kid has to have whatever taken care of. But that's a big loss, and it's missing. It may not be missing here losing 5-0, but it was missing maybe last night, somewhere along the weekend. He's had a big impact, and he's not there this weekend. And Lynn, I would think most staffs, and we're seeing Sam Cozart today for his second outing, most pitching staffs in this league are going to rely on 8 or 9 guys. You may pitch 20, Tuesday games, Wednesday games, maybe a blowout either way, but for the most part, you're going to settle in on 3 starters. 3 or 4 guys out of the pen and a closer or 2, and that's going to be it. And when the games are tight like this, those are the 8 or 9 guys that are going to pitch. When you lose one, it's a big hole.
What are your thoughts on next year when the roster limit is reduced? I think, what, 34?
Yeah, I think it's a good thing because now you won't be able to get guys just to get them, right? Let them go somewhere else and play, and I think the coaches have to be a little more precise.
But on the flip side, that with injuries the way they are and the potential, you're going to need to carry a lot of pitchers.
Absolutely.
Which is going to reduce the number of position players. I could see a scenario where you wouldn't have enough players to have an intra-squad scrimmage.
Potentially.
You might have 17, 18 pitchers.
So far this season, Texas has used 15 guys. Auburn looks like they've used 17 guys. So somewhere along the way, you got to sit down and figure out how many do we want to keep, how many pitchers. Coach Thompson, Coach Tiefert, and over in the other dugout, Coach Wayne and Coach Schlossnagle, how many pitchers do we want to have? Pitching is premium. You don't need more than about 11 or 12 guys positionally to swing the bat with some depth and pinch hitting, this and that, but you need probably 15 pitchers.
You just don't know who might go down for all or part of the season. And once that happens, it's not like you can bring somebody up. Right. You're limited to that number on the roster, period.
You have a Wednesday game where you don't want to burn anybody that's a weekend guy, then you're going to run somebody out there that you don't want to use on a weekend, but you need him to pitch for you.
Right now, Texas leads 5-0. They've scored in 3 innings, and they are holding Auburn at the moment to a 3-hit shutout.
Just at that point in the game, I think Coach Tiefert knows that Auburn just cannot give up another run. Down by 5, 3 more shots at it to try to come back and tie, and that's going to be it for Jet Johnson. He threw 2 days ago, Friday. A solid outing for him.
It was. And we'll take a timeout right here. Texas trying to get back to Austin with a win, which would make them win the series 2-1. Jet Johnson worked 2 1/3 innings in relief. He only allowed 1 hit, no runs, walked 1, struck out 1, a very solid performance. He's responsible for the runner on first base. And Ethan Harden comes out of the bullpen, the left-hander working now for Auburn, a junior from Franklin, Tennessee. Just about 200 pounds on a 6-foot frame. This is his 4th appearance, no record, 7.72 ERA. He's only pitched 2 1/3 innings, allowed 4 hits, couple of strikeouts and 1 walk.
And Lynn, I think it's possible he faces one guy. He's kind of a left-handed specialist, kind of looks that part. He is there to try to get Pack out, because then you'll have Borba and Mansour coming up after that. So I think he's here for one guy. The Auburn bullpen looks like it's still moving too.
Pack is 0 for 2. He has struck out, bounced out to first base, and walked. He's a freshman. Ball 1. Rodriguez at first base. Ball 2. Oh, excuse me, ball 4.
Yeah, I missed that too. Now we'll see. I don't know. This is a pretty good matchup if Auburn stays with this for Texas, the right-handed power hitting Borba versus the power arm for lefty for Auburn. Not a bad one, but it's just a left-right matchup.
A walk and a base hit in the inning.
Yeah, kind of an uneasy feeling here from the Auburn side of things.
Borba has homered. That was a 2-run blast in his first at bat. He singled and scored in his next at bat. And he bounced into a 5-3 double play in his third time at the plate. That pitch got away. Nobody out, 2 Longhorns aboard. Oh, I beg your pardon, 1 out on the strikeout. There's a much needed strike.
Harden transferred in from Belmont up in Nashville. Started his career there. Tell you, we've seen more of that. I've seen more of that this year from every pitching staff. Picks at second base than I think I've ever seen. Most of the time the catcher will hold his mitt up, Lynn, and he'll drop the mitt. And when the mitt drops, the infielder breaks, the pitcher spins and throws. I've seen more of it this year than I've ever seen. We've seen it 20 times this weekend.
Let's see if there's a play on this. Bingaman backing up, and he stabs it. He falls down, gets up. The runners are not able to advance.
Ethan Bingaman. Crazy. There hasn't been a whole lot of highlights for Auburn the last 2 days, but that guy's been all over the place today and yesterday. It's a really tough ball. It's spinning back, and just to get your body turned shows how athletic he is to get in position to make a catch and then get up and hold the runner at second.
That's a big out, number 2 in the inning. And now time is called. Maddox Mansour is the scheduled hitter. It will be his second attempt at the plate.
I think it makes sense. You got a right-hander ready. He did a good job of getting that out. You have 2 outs now. I think if you're Auburn, I think Coach Tiefert knows you just can't get up anything, and you got a right-handed hitter up, right-handed reliever coming in.
So let's take a look at SEC dominance. This league continues to be the diamond of all of college baseball. Last 6 in a row, College World Series championships, at least 1 team in the finals in 16 of the last 17 seasons. The last 3 Golden Spikes Award winners have come from this league. And it just goes on and on and on and on and on. Look at the Omaha success. Last 10 College World Series.
You know, it's interesting. Auburn played Nebraska here about a month ago, and their head coach, Coach Bolt, was at A&M. And he made a comment that when you're not in the SEC, you strive to build an SEC caliber team, which is what he's trying to do in Nebraska. They were physical. They had good arms. That's what that dominance has done. It's caused everybody else in the country to strive to meet the standard, and they are the standard. SEC is the standard, without a doubt.
Connor Gatwood is the new pitcher.
High hopes and a really big arm. He has not thrown a lot. Has the potential, Lynn, to touch 100 miles an hour. I think probably passed up a good opportunity out of high school professionally, decided to come to Auburn. Last January, he had thrown well, was kind of in the mix, and fell off a scooter and broke his arm and missed the season. So here he is now, just the 1 1/3. But I think, well, I don't think, I know, the electricity is there for him. It's just a matter of getting some reps and getting out there. This is a great opportunity. This is not Auburn giving up. This is Auburn having to fill in for the missing Drew Whalen and find an arm. Find somebody that can fill in his absence and Gatwood certainly a guy that has the potential to do it.
He is the 4th Auburn reliever. Petrovic started, then Chatterton, Johnston, Harden, and Gatwood.
And you know what? I saw him in January, and it was not pretty, and he already looks better today. The rhythm of what he's done, and you know he's got to be juiced. The biggest atmosphere experience of his career facing the Texas Longhorn. And the rhythm right there on the warm-ups was pretty good, pretty smooth. And all he's got to do is get one out. Can be tougher than said, right? Especially against this lineup.
Maddox Mansour takes a big swing and cannot catch up with it.
Yeah, and a good breaking ball. It's a good sign for a young guy to come in this setting and not just have to throw a fastball. See what he did yesterday with the bat. It's a pretty good day for him.
Indeed it was. That's a pitch in the upper part of the strike zone.
Yeah, another slider. Very encouraging for him to come in and do this. And I know that Auburn is definitely encouraged to see. Now, will he try to go to that electric fastball or throw it again? This is a situation with 2 outs. You probably throw 3 really good breaking balls to try to get the strikeout.
There are 2 outs in the inning. Right down the middle with a buzzer.
Just throw 95. How about that?
That ball left a vapor trail on the way to the plate. 5-0, Texas still leading Auburn. Texas got 2 in the second, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, and has thrown a shutout with only 3 hits allowed so far. 5-0 Texas. Now, this is the place that Auburn has shined in this series, the last 3 innings.
They have, you see there, and they did it on Friday night and got the win. Almost got it done last night, but the difference was Texas allowed some runners with walks. So far, Sam Cozart, he given nothing.
Cozart throws it away. So Auburn gets a base runner. It's a gift.
And I was about to say, why would doing that if we're on the Auburn side of things? But you know what? It worked out. Maybe that's the spark. Doesn't have to be a ringing home run. He was trying to beat the shift. I get it. Bunted it back to the pitcher, and Cozart didn't move his feet. Didn't need to rush it. Didn't move his feet. Threw it away.
So an error on the pitcher. And Auburn, in desperate need of base runners, does indeed get one and will have a pinch runner.
Todd Thompson, the fastest guy on the team, freshman out of Missouri. Highly ranked shortstop. He'll run for Lucas Steele, which means probably Chase Fralick goes back behind comes in from the DH spot and goes back in behind the plate to catch.
Let's see if Auburn can again mount a late game rally. That pitch is tall and tight to Bristol Carter.
And Lynn, back to that Texas fan's comment when he said to me, we have a hard time closing games. That can become a little bit contagious. It really can for a team. If you start feeling the pressure adding to it, it can become something that could be a problem for a team. We'll see.
Cozart to the plate. This pitch is swung on and lifted foul on the right side, out of play.
It's a breaking ball at 90 miles an hour. What that must feel like. My best fastball with a case of Coke swallowed wasn't 90 miles an hour. Did all I could to jack it up, throw it harder.
That was the caffeine velocity?
Yeah, and no doubt about it. Wade Boggs ate chicken, I drank Coke.
That pitch had some bite to it, didn't it?
Yeah, that's the splitter. That's where he has a split grip right here, and he never changes it, and that thing was just off the table. Don't see a lot of split fingers anymore. They have their run kind of in the 80s and 90s in the Major League Baseball. There you see it.
You know where they use it a lot still? Japan. That's
Yeah,
a big pitch
yeah.
in Japan.
Yep.
That
There's
was
the
another
slider.
one.
I think that might have been the slide. A little harder. It was 5 miles an hour faster. We'll see. But whatever it was nasty. Let's see what it does. Does it go the other way? Yeah, I think that's more the slider going away from the right-handed hitter.
But still a good tilt to
Just
it and
nasty.
really an effective pitch. So Rembert now comes to the plate looking for his first base hit. And he hits one high and deep. Is this a War Eagle in flight? No, it's foul.
What do they say? Just a long foul ball.
And a loud one.
I don't know. That's what Harry Carey would say. A long, screaming foul ball. I heard him say one day, Harry Carey said this. Most of you folks don't remember him. He said, line drive back up the middle, fading foul. You're thinking, what are you talking about?
We've all been there.
I miss him. He was such a great guy. Him and Vin Scully. Sam Cozart just dominating the strike zone right now. He's just not giving Auburn room to get ahead in the count.
As long as you're talking some of the old timers, how about Ernie Harwell at Detroit?
Yeah, and who did the game of the week? Who was it? The Saturday afternoon game of the week? Joe Garagiola.
You talking about Dizzy Dean?
Maybe him too. That ball smoked.
Yes, it is. Deep to right field. Right fielder on the run.
What a play.
Did he get it? Yes, he did. Duplantier out there running full tilt to his left and made the play somehow before that ball hit the ground.
And keep in mind, this ball's slicing hard off the right-handed hitter bat, and he just played it right. What a great play.
And then he pops up and throws it back to the infield. Well done out there in right field.
Again, we keep saying Auburn needs a break, but Texas won't give him a break. That's a ball that gets down for a double, and Ty Thompson with his speed might score. Texas says, nope, not going to happen.
Here's Fralick looking for his first base hit. Strike one.
The extreme shift is on. You've mentioned it. I have seen Chase Fralick push a bunt over that way at times when they shift like this.
Well, if he gets the ball down on the left side, it's a sure base hit.
Absolutely.
He would be at first base before anybody even got the ball.
You said right, if, right? It's a big if with big Sam Cozart standing out there throwing 95 with the 2 pitches he's running up there.
Cozart is not allowed a hit. He's worked 2 2/3 innings. He's walked 1.
Texas has double fire action going in the bullpen. They have a lefty and a righty. Brett Crossland was a freshman we saw yesterday. Lynn, you got to see him. He comes in just blowing smoke. Looks like a bull coming out of the bullpen. And then Ethan Walker was a left-handed sidearm guy that threw on Friday night at the end of the game.
Here we go. Cozart instead throws it over to first base. You know, to me, that's a wasted throw. I mean, Auburn is trailing 5-0. They're not about to take a chance on the base paths.
I think that's going to be it. Coach Lossnell coming out. 2 arms are ready. You got a left-handed bullpen, and Walker's a sidearm guy. He was the one that gave up the base hit on Friday night. The ball went between the center fielder's legs. I think he'll come in to face Chase Fralick.
It looked like he wanted the left-hander to me.
Good outing. Really good outing by Sam Cozart. He should feel good about what he just did.
So for the second time, the Longhorns will call on their bullpen. We'll be back to figure it out for you in just a moment. 5-0 Texas. Sam Cozart pitched 2 2/3 innings out of the bullpen, did not give up a hit or a run. He walked 1, he struck out 3. A really nice performance by the big right-hander. He is responsible for the runner on base. And Ethan Walker, a side-slinging left-hander, is the new pitcher for Texas.
He is a lefty out of Ashburn, Virginia, pitched at Walters State Community College. Maybe the only junior college transfer on this Texas team. I haven't looked in depth at it, but you see the 0 ERA. He is a left-handed specialist. That's what he's on to do right now against Chase Fralick. He was in the game, Lynn, on Friday night when he gave up the single to Bristol Carter. It got through the center fielder. Auburn won, so a little redemption here for him.
He got credit for a third of an inning in that game, gave up a couple of hits and a run. It was unearned, and he struck out about it.
Here's why I say there's a little bit of an advantage for Fralick because he's so good with his hands going the other way. Most of the time, lefties will roll over against this kind of pitcher.
And they play him to pull, so if he can send one the other way, he can run a while. That's ball 3.
And he will have to face the right-handed Guevara if they don't bring a reliever in, if he walks Fralick, and that'll be advantage Auburn at that moment. Left on right matchup. Wow, that was pretty good. Good for Ty Thompson to not get hung out because that's a pretty good pickoff move. All the way over on the first base side of the rubber, which means the ball's coming from behind Chase Fralick at release point.
And he walks him.
Interesting to see if they let him face Guevara. It was a good matchup for Auburn on Friday night with Bristol Carter, the right-handed hitter. And if you ask why, Lynn, you did ask me why it's a good matchup. I heard you kind of whisper, that's going to be it. I think it's a good move by Coach Schlossnagle, no doubt.
Well, he's taking nothing for granted here. He knows this Auburn team has had a history against the Longhorns of being effective in the final 2 or 3 at-bats.
Well, and his team has had a history, you're right, of kind of giving some things up. And he's not happy. I saw him in the dugout with that walk. The walk to the mound was sped up, and now he's got his hands on his hips like, all right, I'm done with this. And he's quiet. He ain't talking to anybody. You don't want to be standing there when the head coach is not happy.
Well, Auburn in the previous 10 home games has scored a lot of runs. We're going to show you something here in a minute, averaging 9.3 runs per game in the previous 10 home games with a team batting average of 332. That's off the chart. Today, no runs and just 3 for 24. Texas pitching has put the clamp right now on the Auburn offense.
And here's Brett Crossland. Now watch this guy. I mean, this is a snarling bull coming out of the pen. 1/3 of an inning last night, 2 hits, 1 strikeout. But it is, here I come right at you. Arizona, straight from Phoenix, Arizona.
Another huge pitcher, 6'5", 255 pounds.
Freshman. Like, what are these guys eating out there the 8 months they've been on campus?
That's a lot of cornbread and sweet milk.
He was fired up last night. He was talking to himself like so many famous relievers in the big leagues. He was talking to himself, and he was sitting right there. He's already got a little rhythm going, breathing heavy.
We'll take you back to last night. Brett Crossland with a strikeout to get out of a huge jam as Auburn was trying to come all the way back, and that was a wicked breaking ball on the knees.
There you see it. I love it. That's what you want out of your bullpen guys.
This Auburn offense trying to finally capitalize. They've left 8 men on today. They've left 13, or had 13 left on yesterday. That's a whole lot of base runners without enough production.
Can't do that, can you? Not in this league. Here's the question for Crossland, Lynn. Does he have his emotions under control? Very emotional guy, very fired up. Is he poised and controlled enough to get in the strike zone? Because this stuff is really good if he has control of what's going on inside. Reminds me of, I don't know if you're a Rocky fan, but Ivan Drago back in the Rocky II came on to fight Apollo Creed. Kind of has that look. Big, strong Russian. This guy's an Arizonian. Guevara
has a base hit today. First pitch swinging and hacks it foul.
95. Phew. Cozart, 95. This guy, 95.
Well, there's freshmen all over this roster, too, on the pitching side of it. Guevara from Panama City, Panama. That's a good take. It levels the count.
We'll see Thomas Burns if it does become a little bit of a comeback by Auburn. He'll be 98 to 100.
Guevara starts with a slightly open stance and then closes it, lets one come low, 2-1.
Yeah, this is the question of the day for him. Is he too fired up? Talking about Crossland. Big crowd on the road, Texas trying to win the series. All those things weigh into your mind. You're jacked up in that bullpen, ready to go.
Guevara is played as an opposite field hitter. He waves at one that probably was high. But it's so tempting when that ball is right there on the letters.
Yeah, and I think it was a breaking ball at 92. So came out of the zone, missed a little bit. But, yeah, you're right. Guevara did him a favor.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. There are 2 outs, 2 on. Auburn trying to break through here. That will be out of play and stay out of play. Longhorns have out-hit Auburn 9-3. Hit number 4 would be a welcome thing right now for the home team.
And if Crossland gets this strikeout, watch the emotion like he did last night.
The 2-2 pitch. Guevara lays off the bender. Now the base runners will have the opportunity to take off with the pitch with a 3-2 count and 2 outs.
I think it'll be a fastball win. I think it'll be, here's my best. See what you can do with it.
It's chopped up the middle. This is going to be a very tough play.
Wow.
Out at first base on a tremendous play by Mendoza. You cannot do it any better than that.
2 plays in that inning, 1 in right field and 1 right there. Unbelievable.
Mendoza, right here, takes the chopper up the middle. Skids to a stop. Off balance, gets enough on the throw to get the out at first base. Texas picked up a couple early, got 2 more in the 4th, added 1 in the 5th, and has shut out Auburn through 7 innings. And the Auburn Tigers have called upon Justice DeJong, making his first appearance.
Youngster from New York, Lynn. How about that? So all the way down from New York City So the rolling hills of Alabama, or the plains we call it, getting his first experience. And again, this is not a throw the towel in. This is, we got to have somebody give us another good inning. And Justice DeJong getting his first shot, highly rated out of high school, just hasn't had that opportunity yet to fill in. The Auburn starting pitching has been so good, they haven't needed the bullpen a whole lot.
DeJong's first pitch as an Auburn Tiger is a ball.
I had that wrong. Belza is behind the plate, getting one of his. He's had some at bats. Not sure if he's had any playing time behind the plate or not, but Freilich is not catching like I thought he might. They're pretty excited about Freilich. He's a kid from Ohio. I'm excited about him and what he holds as a freshman. A really good freshman class this year for Auburn and last year, and they're all getting some looks.
So it's Taylor Belza behind the plate. So a freshman battery here for Auburn.
Coach Groves has high hopes for Belza. Thinks he can really swing the bat. Left-handed hitter, came in last night to pitch hit in the 9th.
Duplantier at the plate out of Humble, Texas. No doubt with some perhaps background in Louisiana or French.
Absolutely, got to be. Your neck of the woods.
Not anymore.
No.
I live right down the road.
Alabamian. We'll take you.
Love it here. There will be no play on this one.
Give DeJong some credit. First outing, comes right in throwing strikes. I don't know if his mom and dad are here, if they're back in New York watching, but he's handling himself in a big environment. Not many of the Auburn fans have left. They're still remembering the last 2 nights. And can Auburn come back? To get that done, they got to get 3 outs here first. Pitch.
How about that? You come in and record a strikeout in your first outing.
Yeah, and look over the bench, say, Coach, take me out now. I got no ERA. I got a strikeout. That was a changeup, I believe, or a split. It was down and in. He'd been throwing the breaking ball. Took a little off. Great time with it. Great location for it.
So DeJong strikes out the first batter he faces as an Auburn Tiger. And we go back to the top of the order for Ethan Mendoza. Now, he does not have a base hit today, but he has made his mark defensively, especially with that play not long ago, which ended the inning for the Tigers.
Yeah, he dove to his right earlier to get an out, and then up the middle right there to get out Guevara. And it doesn't have a hit for the weekend, but the defensive plays he's made, and you can win a lot of championships if you pitch and play defense. And he's done that today.
The 1-strike pitch.
Another
A
change.
dribbled foul. Justice DeJong, for the first time as an Auburn Tiger, on the mound, working from the sunshine into the shadow, and misses wide. Mendoza is out of Bedford, Texas, hitting just under 270.
It's the only area you could pick on a little bit, Lynn, is they're going to have to get more production out of him or find somebody that can. You just got to have your list behind those big guys. Tenney standing behind him, and then you got the other guys too, Robbins. You just got to have more table setting from your leadoff spot.
He's batting .281 coming into the game. He does have 5 homers. And he's got a very respectable number of runs batted in. He's got 21 of them as a leadoff hitter. And that's tied for 3rd on the team. Mark, you know what you don't see very often?
What's that?
There are 5 Longhorns in the starting lineup who have 22 or more RBI.
Yep.
At this point in the season, that's a lot of production from a lot of people.
It really is. Pretty good numbers, too. the home runs. Everybody's got one except for Rodriguez. Multiple home runs up the middle.
There's time and a nice play by Rembert.
Two pretty good second basemen in this ball game. One just got the other one out. Rembert just really fits at second base. He was highly rated out of high school as a shortstop from Pensacola, Florida, but he just really fits second base, which is why he's there. His feet work well, arm strength is good. And I don't know that I foresee when he gets in professional baseball, I think he'll stay at second base.
That's usually a play that the shortstop McCrane would handle, but Rembert was quick to it and more or less called him off and made an off-balance throw perfectly.
Absolutely.
So here's Tenney as we look at it at the exaggerated shift on the left side. From Castle Pines, Colorado. He's had 2 base hits today and 2 RBI.
Coach Tiefer's got to like what he's seen out of his redshirt freshman, Gatwood, and then right here is true freshman, guys coming in against the University of Texas and not letting the moment be too big and throwing strikes.
Let's see if DeJong can get him 1, 2, 3 in his college debut.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I mean, he's in command. He's down 2-1, but the pitches have been close. They've all been good. He's thrown all 3 pitches across his 16 that he's thrown so far. Good pitch, and to throw a 2-1 breaking ball as a freshman in this setting shows a little bit. Shows you got a little bit of toughness in there.
And we've talked about it before, but Auburn is one of the very few teams that allows its catchers to call the game. The pitch signals do not come from the dugout. It's the catcher's responsibility.
Another good changeup. And a
Guevara
really good inning.
waits for this to come down. He's got it, a 1, 2, 3 inning. Nicely done for Justice DeJong. So we move on. Auburn is trailing by 5. The Longhorns are up late. Well, college baseball fans, number 8 Oklahoma and number 2 Texas start a huge 3-game baseball series Thursday night at the Dish. Game 1 and 2 coverage starts at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. And next Saturday's series finale starts at 5 Eastern, 4 Central. All games also available on the ESPN app. Oklahoma and Texas coming soon.
Every weekend, isn't it? Just every
Oh, it's a
weekend, something to
beautiful
look
thing.
forward to. Never a dull weekend if you're a baseball fan of the SEC.
You can get spoiled if you're an SEC baseball
No
fan.
question. In a hurry.
Terrell will lead it off. Strike 1. He's 1 for 3, hitting a very solid 326. Look out. That one bounced straight back. Terrell tried for a kick save.
It's impressive that Texas is trusting 2 true freshmen with this game this late. Shows you what they've done since they walked on campus in August and have earned the trust of their head coach and pitching coach.
Brett Crossland is working his first complete inning of relief. Now the shift is on. They move 3 infielders to the right side. You can't do this anymore in Major League Baseball.
No, you're right, and I think it's good, and you know why? Because guys making millions are getting their feelings hurt having base hits stolen from them. I'm sure there was, hey, they can't keep doing this to us. This is hurting my contract. But I don't know that it goes away here. Normally, college baseball will kind of follow along, but you still have the third to first move in college baseball. You don't have it in the big leagues. And you had the shift.
Terrell cannot find it. He took a sweeping swing and goes down on strikes. When's the last? Let's take a look at this again.
This is downhill, 94 straight down the hill. Just electric. It's like trying to hit a bowling ball with a round bat at 95 miles an hour.
You mentioned the third to first move. When's the last time you saw that work?
It's been a while. I saw it twice in high school this week, but I hadn't seen it in college baseball. But yeah, you're right. David Cone for the Mets back in the day was one of the, and the Yankees. He's one I saw him do it twice. I was with the Mets, and so I got to see him in spring training. I saw him do it twice in the time I was around him, and I don't know if I've ever seen it work anywhere else. Carlson was the Arizona Pitcher of the Year last year as a high school freshman. Probably don't see much in his bio about the draft, but there's just no doubt a kid this big and this strong was highly thought of by scouts and, you know, made it to Austin, and that's a good thing for them. And a good thing for him. I think baseball is a man's world, and, you know, why not come here where you can play in front of these kind of environments, play at the Dish for 3 years, and then get your education tucked away a little bit, and then get drafted and go. I love the fact that baseball has not given in and let freshmen leave. You know, college basketball does, and just don't see the point of why you leave after 1 year. I think it's great that college baseball keeps guys here as freshmen until they're juniors or draft eligible.
A fair number of college baseball players who leave early, meaning that they are drafted and go on to the professional ranks, will come back and get their degree as well.
That's right. And professional baseball will pay for it. I would imagine these two guys face each other, Bingaman being from California and Cross, I'm sure somewhere in some elite travel ball tournament or some big-time showcase. They probably had a little time together.
The 3-2 pitch coming.
But Lynn, back to that point, if the whole point of this whole thing is to get a college education, right, why not force guys, I guess if that's the right word, or limit guys when they can leave? Don't let guys leave. I never have been a fan of that with college basketball. And, you know, you get 3 years under your belt, and if you've done your stuff and stuck with your counselor and gotten everything put away, you should have no more than 3 semesters left to graduate and get a degree.
The 3-2 pitch again.
Good for
the same result.
And we've talked about him all day. He's just had a really good day. Not a whole lot on the stat sheet, but Ethan Bingaman's had a great defensive day, some really good at bats.
He's hitting .286 at the moment. And he's fouled off 3 consecutive pitches.
97 there by Crossland. He's fouling off pitches that are near 100 miles an hour. Pretty bright future here, I think, for Bingaman and Crossland both. These two guys are going to be highly talked about by us, I think, the next couple years.
That's hit on a couple of hops to the shortstop. Rodriguez throws it low, but it's plucked by Borba.
I don't know, as we watch him throw, I don't know that Crossland becomes a starter. You know, Valantis was the closer last year, and now has become an elite starter. I kind of think this guy fits here as a closer type in his career at Texas. Could be wrong, but just the mentality, the stuff, the look, it all kind of fits that really intimidating, come out of the bullpen and close games down role.
He works from the stretch without base runners and misses to Mason McCrane. Mason is 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. His brother Brandon is on deck. There are 2 outs.
I guess flat is just kind of the word that describes Auburn. Really, you know, yesterday early for the first 4 or 5 innings, same thing, got it going late, but today they just kind of been flat. Now, some of that's been the defense of Texas, the pitching of Texas. Man, oh man, pumping it. And I don't know what the ingredient is for a head coach, Lynn, when your team is flat. I don't know how you get them. I know Butch Thompson and Nunemaker, and they pour into these kids every single day. But what happens? How do you define it? How do you work against it when you sense your team is a little flat?
Auburn has been shut out once this year. That was 8-0 on February 17th. Cincinnati did it. And they have shut out opponents twice, Auburn has. It beat Winthrop 6-0, and Missouri in the first game of that series 2-0. And that'll take care of the Auburn Tigers with one more opportunity remaining. We go to the 9th. It's 5-0. Texas leading the Tigers. It's 5-0 Texas, and Saxon Roberts comes out of the Auburn bullpen. He is the 6th reliever after the starter Alex Petrovic. Out of Franklin, Tennessee, a 6'5", 214-pounder. He's a sophomore. Hasn't pitched a lot this year.
Another big arm. One of those guys like we saw a little while ago can really run it up there in the upper 90s. Hasn't had a lot of command control, so hasn't gotten a lot of looks, but a chance for him now in a game that, again, is not over at 5-0 to come in here and put a 0 up for Auburn.
Well, let's take a look at the work of Aiden Robbins. He's been sensational with the long ball. 1 home run, 2 home runs, 3 home runs, and they have been no doubters. By the way, a couple of singles today as well.
Yeah, why not? Just mix that in.
Just to show he can do it. The first one was off the wall. It missed his 4th home run of the series by what, maybe 18 inches?
It was hit too flat.
So Robbins out of Yardley, Pennsylvania, takes a pitch away from Saxon Roberts. The total distance of his 3 home runs, 1,256 feet. That's great work by the War Eagle production.
Sure is. Measure that.
Staff finding that number.
I don't think Auburn will wait too long if Saxon Roberts doesn't throw strikes, because again, it's 5-0, and it's not like it's out of reach. You just don't want it to get ugly here late.
That pitch had some hum to it, but it was high and tight. He's missed 3 times. Auburn has been out hit very uncharacteristically, 9-3. They turned him loose.
They sure did. Aiden Robbins said, okay, let's see if we can get number 4. Why not?
It's a 5-pitch base on balls. He's at first base. We'll get some protective gear on one of his hands.
And Len, I've highlighted Rodriguez. I'm gonna do it one more time. Just talk about what this kid has done. He's had some great swings. He's played some great defense, and he's done it with a look of what's pretty painful hand. He has just battled. He kind of embodies the Texas Longhorn toughness, what he's done this weekend.
Robbins moves down to second base. He had one of the oven mitt protectors on. He was carrying the other one.
Who'd have ever thought we'd have an oven mitt on the field in the game of baseball? And I see 9-year-olds with them. I go to travel tournaments and I see 9-year-olds, and they'll have them in their back pocket.
Texas has never let up today, using a variety of pitchers and providing 5 runs on 9 hits.
They will ride down to Houston, I guess, on Tuesday, play the Houston Cougars, and then head to Oklahoma, play the Sooners. At Houston, Oklahoma at home. Boy, that'll be a crowd next weekend in Austin. Wow.
You know what? If I'm doing the math correctly, I don't think any of the Texas relievers have yielded a hit.
Nobody. You're exactly right. Cozart and Crossland.
So Volantis gave up the 3 hits, and nobody since then has yielded a safety. Two and 2 on Rodriguez out of Flower Mound, Texas. Here we go. That miss is tight and downstairs. Nobody out, a runner at second base. Texas getting closer to winning the series. Auburn will have 3 outs remaining, and there's another walk.
Auburn has a left-handed pitcher, Lynn, that was really fighting for rotation time then. Griffin Graves hurt his arm in January. They talked about him being ready to get some work. I see a lefty getting loose. I don't know if it's him or not, but Coach Thompson was talking during the week about hoping to get him some work, and we're going to see a pitcher here regardless of who it is. But Griffin Graves is a junior, highly ranked kid who they really thought was going to be probably the Friday guy before Jake Marciano took off, and just really need to get him back in there to get some work.
They do want the left-hander. Saxon Roberts could not throw strikes. He walked a pair. And we'll have a pitching change timeout as we continue here in Auburn. It's 5-0 Texas. Abe Chancellor, who has had one appearance this year, is the 7th reliever for the Auburn Tigers today. He's a senior out of Dothan, Alabama, a 6'3", 174-pounder. No record, a high ERA, only 2/3 of an inning, a couple of hits allowed, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. So Abe Chancellor is on, replacing Saxon Roberts, who walked the 2 batters he faced. 2 on, nobody out for Texas.
And I don't believe we've seen a sacrifice bunt attempt from Texas. I don't know that we would see it here. I mean, the game's not out of hand. So I don't know that we would see it here, but they haven't shown it. I don't know that it's a team that Coach Schlossnagle is going. He calls all the offensive signs. I don't know that he will bunt much this year. I think he knows he can get the ball out of the park and they can run. And the 3-run home run is what wins championships in this league. When you can hit them, you win.
Temo Becerra at the plate. He's had a base hit today. He scored a run. Hitting .305. He's homered 5 times. He's driven in 21. Chancellor works the first pitch in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's pretty good in the lineup, Lynn. 2 teams with 20+ or more. So they got 5 guys in their lineup, like you mentioned earlier. 20 RBIs or more. That's how you win in this league. You have multiple guys that can swing the bat, whether they hit it out or not. They just drive guys in.
So for Texas, that would be Mendoza and Robbins and Rodriguez, and Becerra and Pack and Borba.
Yeah, pretty much 1 through 7 today, right?
Mm-hmm. That's a check swing, call 3rd strike, or a check swing, swinging strike.
I'm not sure what the formula is for a check swing, but I guess that's probably close enough, yeah.
Well, sometimes in a game of this length with a 5-0 lead, that might psychologically have a little bit to do with it.
That's right.
Anthony Pack, one of those 20+ RBI guys we just talked about. 24 of them, in fact. Pack is a first-year Longhorn. He's a freshman.
There's one player on the field for Auburn right now over the sophomore year. Bristol Carter is a junior. Other than that, it's a bunch of freshmen and sophomores on the field, which is a pretty bright future for what Auburn hopes will happen. A lot of young guys. We've seen some young guys pitch for Texas. So it's really kind of refreshing to me, Lynn, to see that the transfer portal hadn't just taken everything over and freshmen are still getting to play.
Well, indeed, that's one of the highlighted marks for Auburn this year, the contribution of freshmen and sophomores.
Yep. And
freshman class last year was impressive. They've evolved into even better players as second-year players, and there are freshmen contributing.
I think it's a great strategy, too, for these coaches. As they look at the portal, how many older guys do you want to take? I mean, if you can get a really good freshman like Jake Marciano out of the portal, off the middle.
Out at second base, safe at first.
Yeah, he can just fly. That's pretty impressive. And that's what Auburn has done. Texas not quite as much, but the younger guys that are freshmen going into the portal, now you got some time with them. You got 2 years. Instead of bringing in a junior or even a senior who's with you for basically 9 months or 10 months, show up in August and then you're done by May. I think it's a pretty good strategy to bring in guys that you can develop and have some time with.
Well, Auburn is 19-3 with all these newcomers and second-year players. 19-3, ranked in the top 5. 4-1 at this moment in the SEC. That's in jeopardy, but it's been a whale of a start for the Auburn Tigers. And I don't think it's a stretch at all to opine that Auburn is one of the surprise teams early in the season, and it has not been fluky. They've had some big wins, Georgia Tech especially.
And they've pitched well all the way through, really up until really the last 3 or 4 innings yesterday, and then today they just have not thrown the ball well. But it's been a really good performance on the mound. And Texas is going to be right in the thick of the championship run here down the stretch. There's no doubt. They're just so good. They'll be in the mix for the first or second spot. Auburn will be in the mix for a national seed like they were last year.
Time is called. Somebody saw something they did not like in the pitcher's delivery.
Chancellor hurt himself.
That appears to be the concern right now. Mark, did you see anything that looked strange?
I'm normally looking for that, but no, I did not. No, but whatever it was, the ball didn't come out right. He didn't turn it loose. Anthony Sanderson's the Auburn athletic trainer out there pretty quick. He beat the coaches out. And Coach Tiefer's going to have to get somebody loose.
Yeah, I think they're not going to let him continue. I think they're going to get that bullpen activated, and we will have a bit of a delay here while the new pitcher gets warmed up. I don't think anybody was throwing prior to that pitch by Abe Chancellor, which drew the attention of the Auburn medical staff and the coaches.
And that's going to be Garrett Brewer, who has been Auburn's late inning closer. He came in on Friday night and pitched. That's going to be him coming in the game. And you just hate it for any kid to have some kind of an injury. Hopefully it's nothing bad, but you look at his face and tell it's not encouraging, whatever he felt.
Well, at this point, there's a lot unknown. And we'll take a timeout as we give the new pitcher all the time he needs following the injury to Abe Chancellor. Garrett Brewer is the 8th reliever for the Auburn Tigers. He's a junior out of Eau Claire, Michigan. A 1-1 record, a nice ERA of 3, 9 innings of work, 10 hits allowed. He has struck out 13. He's walked only 2. So he has had things going his way most of the time. This is his 8th appearance of the season, and he probably was not expecting to get into this game, but Abe Chancellor came up with some discomfort on the last pitch he threw and was removed from the game as a precaution at least. So it's Garrett Brewer working to Borba with a count of 2-0.
Michigan State transfer, Lynn, has had a very good year and been right there in the late innings for Auburn when the games are close. Got a 3 ERA and really been important for them.
He works in a strike in the upper part of the zone. Runners on first and third for Texas, trying to extend a 5-0 lead here in the ninth.
The Auburn players, Lynn, excuse me, you have to stay in the game. It's 5-0. If Auburn can work out of this with 2 outs, you've got a chance. 5 is not unsurmountable with aluminum bats.
Runner at first is off towards second. He'll make it without a play.
You don't mind that stolen base if you're Auburn. You just give a hit, you mind it. But if you get this last out, it's okay. You try to make a good pitch. You don't want the young freshman catcher to maybe make a throw he shouldn't make. So see if they can get this last pitch or if Texas can extend it.
That's the pitch they needed. And so Auburn will find itself trailing 5-0 as we go to the bottom of the ninth. There's work to be done for the Auburn Tigers. They trail 5-0 as we go to the bottom of the ninth inning. The home team has been held to just 3 base hits. The last shutout of an SEC opponent by the Longhorns was February 15th, 2025 against Ole Miss. Now that was not an SEC regular season league games. That was a early season tournament neutral site game in Arlington, Texas. So it's been a little over a year since the Longhorns have shut out an SEC opponent.
Lennon, you hear the applause from the crowd. Eddie Madrigal is a transfer from St. Mary's. They were really, really excited about him back in the fall. Home run potential first baseman, tore his ACL. First at bat of the year coming to the plate.
Oh, good to see him healthy enough to play.
Now coming to your first at bat facing this guy, throwing 95, but hey, you got to get in there somehow. But yeah, good for him. He's really, to come back from an ACL surgery and take it 4.5 months, pretty impressive.
That's very impressive.
These are the great stories in college athletics. The guy's out. You know, that day when he hurt that knee, it was a bad day for Auburn baseball, for him, for his family. Now here he is. He's persevered through some stuff. He's got a story, and he will use that story the rest of his life with his own kids. Maybe he's a coach. Who knows? But he'll use it.
That's the shortest recovery time I've ever heard of for an ACL injury.
Yeah, you know, I guess if you're not a running back or somebody that's cutting and slashing, they can do it. And the doctors have gotten so good now. Auburn's doctor staff is elite, and so is everybody in this league. And they get him back pretty quickly. A lot of work with him and Anthony Sanderson, the trainer. It's a lot of painful work that we don't see, but he got it done. Here he is.
Well, the rehabilitation obviously is the part that the player, the injured player, has control of, and evidently he has embraced that.
Absolutely.
1,000%. He rips it to right. A rising line drive over the head of the right fielder. He's on his way to second base. He's going to make it standing up. How's that for a return?
Look at this stadium. You think Auburn just got the game-winning hit. That's really, really cool. The fans have followed it. The teammates know it. Everybody's clapping for the kid. That is awesome and good for him.
And there was nothing cheap about that double. A ringing, rising line drive. 103 miles an hour off the bat. And if that knee was even slightly sore, it's not anymore.
I hope his mom and dad made it all the way from California to watch that. If not, mom and dad, you guys can celebrate. You got me emotional.
That was a booming double. The first base hit in a long, long time. That's the first base hit that the relief pitchers for Texas have yielded today. That's the first hit since the fourth inning for the Tigers, and this pitch is thrown all the way back to the screen.
They started getting Madrigal some reps and moving around about 3 weeks ago. Coach Thompson talked about his hopes for him. Well, here he is. I don't know if he's ready to be fully released. I wouldn't think he'd be out there if he wasn't, but what a shot in the arm it can be. They need another power bat in that lineup, and what a shot it can be for them if he truly is back and ready.
Madrigal did not move from second base with a 5-run deficit.
I think he could see it either. Probably hard to pick up in the shadows.
His run means nothing as Auburn tries to stack together some base runners and runs. Down by 5 with a runner at second base, 9th inning.
And Crossland just pumping gas. 95 again right there.
Belza at the plate. In limited duty, he's had 1 hit this year.
Auburn going to run all of his left-handed bats out there. Got Cade Ballou on deck, so it's turn the left-handed bats loose and see if you can't get a matchup. But getting a matchup against this guy, I don't know if you can get one.
Crossland has thrown an inning and a third. He's given up 1 hit. That's, of course, the one by Madrigal.
And Lynn, if he finishes this, even though it's 5-0, he will get what we call a power save. 3 scoreless innings. That gets you a save.
The 2-2 pitch is elevated. That's a nice take by Belza, who hasn't had but a few at-bats. That's a difficult thing when you're in his situation to lay off that pitch. And he did it nicely.
It is a 5-run lead, Lynn, but this is where Texas has had their moments 2 nights in a row in the 9th inning.
There's another base runner.
And it's been the walks 2 nights in a row. They do have their big closer down there, the big arm, the 100-mile-an-hour arm. That's him right there getting loose.
Here is Ballou.
I think that was Burns, was it? Grubbs, who threw yesterday as well. So
Cade Ballou steps to the plate.
Max Grubbs threw yesterday. That's him getting loose, number 38. Can't bunt. Down by too much if you're Auburn. Got to swing the bat. Cade Ballou's got to either get on base with a walk or swing it and get on base with the barrel.
Ball 1.
We're a pretty good ways away, Lennon. That mitt is exploding for Tenney. And give Tenney credit. He's caught every single pitch of the weekend for the Texas Longhorns. It's a long day today, and he's done it well.
Ballou thought that one was tight. It's ruled a strike. Nobody out. 2 Tigers aboard, trailing by 5, bottom of the 9th.
It's only 39 pitches for Crossland, but he did throw yesterday. He is a freshman, showing no signs of fatigue. talking to himself. I love it. That's just why I think this guy's a career reliever and probably a closer in the big leagues the next 4 or 5 years. It's just that. Kent Vukovich, all the guys we've seen over the years. John Rocker probably reminds me more of John Rocker, except right-handed than anybody I've seen.
Mark Fidrich.
Him too.
Way back. The Bird.
And those guys, the mindsets just don't make real good starters because they're intense, they're blowing a lot of energy, and they don't want to be held down like a starter mentality. But for now, he's got to throw it across the plate.
Well, a bases loaded situation with nobody out might energize this crowd. There's a swing on the 3-2 pitch. Let's go look at Crossland.
I mean, really, John Rocker is the one that comes to mind the most. So animated for the Atlanta Braves back in their World Series runs. But I'd love to hear what's on his headphones when he's on the bus on the plane.
The 3-2 pitch. A cold third strike.
Good pitch.
That pitch cauterized the outside corner.
K. Blue did not like it, but I think it's a pretty darn good pitch by Crossland.
Second baseman number 2, Chris.
Dancing with the music, got the gold chain. He just fits everything you love.
So now Chris Rembert from Pensacola, Florida. Wide stance, slightly open. Chokes up just a little bit. His job is to get on base, extend the inning, give the next couple of guys a chance to maybe do some damage. 1 out, 2 Tigers aboard. Texas 5, Auburn nothing. Texas with 2 in the second, 2 in the fourth, and 1 in the fifth.
Time for a pitching change, Coach Schlossling got there pretty quick, wasn't he? So
yes,
we're
he
going to see Grubbs.
And this pitching change, if it comes, and it's apparently going to be, will bring on the new pitcher with a count of 2-0. So we will step aside and see if Auburn can mount a rally, trailing by 5 in the 9th. Brett Crossland, the freshman, lifted after an inning and 2/3. He allowed a hit. He walked 1, struck out 3. Got a little wild, a little out of sync. And that brings on Max Grubbs, who's already pitched in this series. And he'll try to finish it off. He inherits a 5-0 lead and a couple of base runners on. A senior out of Arlington, Texas. 10th appearance coming up. 2-0 is his record, 4.41 ERA. 15, make it 16 in the 3rd innings, 14 hits, a strikeout per inning on average. And wildness has been a bit of a problem for him, too, with 9 walks in those 16 innings.
Came in yesterday, Len, through 1 inning. Came in behind Luke Harrison, the starter, who really threw well. 2 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, and 1 walk. So didn't have a great day yesterday, and that was really part of the Auburn comeback.
There's still a whole lot of work to do for the Auburn Tigers with 1 out, 2 aboard, trailing by 5 in the ninth.
And Auburn has the guy they want up. Chris Rembert is their All-American and potential high pick next summer, so he's the guy that they would love to have up in the situation. Here he is, and then Freilich backing him up.
Rembert is ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. He shows bunt and takes a strike. It's 2-1. The last 3 games, Rembert has been really good. 6 for 12, a couple of homers, 4 driven in. He's been like salsa on sunburn over that period of time.
Good fastball there. Life on the end of it. We talked yesterday, Max Grubbs is the only guy that I've seen come out of Texas bullpen that does sink the ball a little bit. Most of them are 4-seam power, 95 velocity guys. He turns it over and sinks it a little bit.
Rembert reaches for 1 and goes down on strikes.
Yeah, just straight cheese there. 3 straight fastballs at 91 to Chris Rembert to put that fire out. This is on the outer half. Watch the ball sink. Look at the action on the end of it. Probably not a strike, but just great late movement. Tough to deal with.
So Auburn down to its last out. Freilich will try to keep it going for Auburn. Strike 1.
Seen 3 relievers now who threw yesterday. So again, we talked about you don't use a lot of guys when you're winning in the conference. You use 8 or 9 guys, and Texas has proven that to be true.
Strike 2.
Just thinking back when I was a reliever, how often you feel better on day 2, kind of knock the edge off, a little fatigue, not tired, but just a little more relaxed than you are on day 1.
If this lead holds for Texas, both of these teams will conclude this series with 4 up and 2 down in league play after a couple of weekends.
I think both teams hold their national ranking if Texas wins this game. Auburn beat Georgia Tech, number 3 in the country on Tuesday, beat Texas Friday, and then Texas comes back and wins. So I don't know what UCLA has done. Arkansas, Mississippi State were in there as well. But I think both teams just kind of hold. You can't really punish Auburn for beating Tech and winning 1 for Texas. And you sure can't punish Texas for winning a series on the road in the top 15.
This ball is hit very deep to right center field, but it is not going to leave the ballpark. And staggering around to make the catch is Duplantier. The game is over as Texas has taken 2 out of 3 against the Auburn Tigers.
Yeah, and good for the Texas Longhorns to come in here on the road, top 5 matchup, and not panic and win 2 games. Big for them. They'll face Oklahoma. Alabama will meet up with Auburn next weekend, and Lynn, the beat will continue on in the SEC.
So Auburn is shut out for the 2nd time this year. First time in SEC play, of course. Tigers are 19-4, 4-2 in the league. Texas moves to 20-3 on the season, also 4-2 on the league play. So that wraps it up on a beautiful day in Auburn, Alabama. I'm Lynn Rollins with Mark Fuller saying so long from Auburn, Alabama. The final score, Texas 5, Auburn nothing. Be sure to tune into the SEC Network Plus Friday at 7 Eastern Central to watch the Auburn Tigers take on the Crimson Tide. To watch this game in its entirety, visit the ESPN app or watch ESPN.com. This has been a presentation of ESPN.